Report shots fired. Report shots fired.
I repeat, we got one in custody. I repeat, we got one in custody.
Put it down now, sir.
There's 8 people injured in this building. Again, 8 people injured in this building.
Remember love and light and lock your doors. Until next time, Rev Gang family. We are Rev Gang strong.
Bing bong. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome. We are here live tonight. Thank you, God, for giving me another day, another day on the earth to live, Like, man, we got a lot to get into. There's some stories that I do want to cover, especially surrounding Savannah SoDo. We want to talk about the Kansas City Chief. I still got that on my mind. I don't know about you guys, but there's tons of different stuff going on. And thank you for that, Richard. I appreciate that. Let me know how the sound level is. I had to switch up the whole entire format because I had to reinstall Windows 11. I had a lot of stuff going on to where my computer wouldn't even function right with Windows 10. So what's going on, Rhonda? Nice to see you. Just Debbie. It's nice to see you, Tracy. Nice to see you guys. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button as you come in. It helps us in the algorithm. It helps us grow. I definitely can't wait to hear from most of you tonight because I know so much is probably going through your mind with the Kansas City case, with Idaho 4, with multiple different topics. And we are going to cover those topics. I've been seeing the emails about Idaho 4. I've been seeing the emails about the Savannah SoDo case. We're going to get into that. I appreciate that, Meg. Thank you. Midwest, thank you for that. Are we sounding right though? Or how do we sound? Like volume wise, mic wise, because I had to set that up differently too. So I could be sounding completely different and not sound like my normal self. And I don't want that to be that. Serenity, thank you. Hold on, let me make sure this is working. Can you hear that? Is that loud? Let me know. Hash, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. You said time for a Mac. Fuck a Mac. I mean, screw a Mac. I have a Mac. Mac becomes nowhere near this. This is running pristine. It just didn't run good on Windows. I tried to go back to Windows 10 because I didn't like Windows 11. And Windows 11 said, hold my beer. You got to come back. And when I came back over to Windows 11, I noticed how much better it just operates. It just goes with the flow on Windows 11. Windows 10, not so much. Not for the system I got. It's just Windows 10 doesn't have the capabilities to run what I'm running. It just doesn't. It just doesn't run right on it. So I hope you're feeling better. Yeah, I get an MRI this week. I won't say the date, but I get an MRI this week. Donna, thank you. I appreciate you for the 13 months with the Rev Gang family. Thank you. That is highly appreciated. I appreciate your love and light, your 13 months being here. Thank you for supporting me and believing in me. I appreciate you. I really do appreciate you, Donna. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Lisa, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. Rachel, the South. You said the South Lake Tahoe 4. What's going on? Is there some other stuff that we need to talk about? As you guys call in tonight, if you do, you don't have to, but I will open up the lines. Let me actually get that ready. Just because we're gonna we'll open up the lines. What's going on? Nice to see you, Zan. Zan Anonymous in the building. Libby Live says at work we had to reinstall Windows in all of our units we sell. Yeah, I hate doing that. You said sound low and smooth. Low and smooth. That's good. I like it. Low and smooth. Sky Maiden, what's going on? New to the channel? Well, thank you for subscribing and thank you being here. I appreciate that. But we do have some topics we need to jump into. Savannah SoDo, Matthew Gura, the case. They've been to court. A couple been to court. We need to talk about it. We have some stuff with the Kansas City 3 we talk about too. We definitely want to talk about that. Are we going to see anything from that? Could this be a last push stream that we do talking about it? I don't think so. I think we'll see more of this story, and there is a lot of other stories to cover, a lot of different stories, but I've been seeing so many different things and I want to cover them all, but you can only cover so much on one stream, I feel like, especially with talking to all of you. So we want to stay on par with at least a case or two, right? Sound like yourself. Thank you, Rachel. I appreciate that. At least we sound right. Thank you, Miss Louis Smith. Appreciate you. Macy, thank you. Thank you. Welcome. I feel like you're a member already, but I appreciate that extra support. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Just Debbie for the 5 months. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. But let's dive into it. Here's the latest. Let's go to this real quick and watch these little clips. Bond reduced for second suspect in Savannah SoDo, Matthew Gura. We're diving in. Let's check this out real quick before we get into everything else.
Of the man accused of killing a pregnant woman and her boyfriend was in court today trying to get his bond reduced.
And the judge said yes to that. Ramon Preciado is accused of helping his son try to cover up the killings of Savannah SoDo and Matthew Gura. The couple was found dead in a car back in late December.
Harley Waldman was in court today as tempers seemed to flare on the stand and off.
Dressed in county red and shackled, we saw Ramon Preciado for the first time since his arrest last month. Preciado facing 2 charges related to the deaths of Savannah SoDo and Matthew Gura, abuse of a corpse, and altering, destroying, or concealing a human corpse.
Thank you, Chris. I appreciate
Today,
that.
his lawyers asked the judge to reduce Preciado's bond because he does.
Yeah, I gotta get an MRI on my chest. They seen something or whatever, but a spot. I was told this before too, like a year and a half ago, and it ended up being nothing. Hopefully this is nothing. And I don't think it is. The cough is gone. I feel like the cough is going away since I took antibiotics. So I don't know. Let me know this stream if you notice that cough not being there like it was during those last streams. If you were here during those last streams, you definitely know and heard my cough. If you're here to talk about the Kansas City 3, we're definitely going to be touching up on that. We're talking. I want to cover the Idaho 4 stuff that's coming out. Also, talk a little bit about that, and I want to talk about obviously this case too. But definitely, there's a lot to talk about. Savannah SoDo. Yeah, I seen that. We're gonna jump into that too, Julietta, for sure.
Doesn't have the financial means to pay it. Similar to his wife Mirtha Romano's bond reduction hearing Friday.
9 months, I appreciate
Preciado's health was also brought up in court Monday.
I had an episode and I fell back and I hit my head and it bounced off the metal door and I slammed my 300-pound body on the floor and I bounced.
Preciado saying he's diabetic, has high blood pressure, and trouble breathing. He claims the level of care he's getting at jail isn't sufficient. Meanwhile, the prosecution says he's receiving the same care from University Hospital in jail that he was getting outside, just not the same doctor. Aside from Preciado's financials, his criminal history was also brought to the judge's attention. Preciado said he made mistakes as a boy.
In the early 2000s, you weren't a boy, you were in your 30s, correct?
A boy in mind. In my mind.
While the judge considered both sides off the bench, Bexar County deputies arrested Soto's mom, Laura Cordova, for an outstanding warrant. Ultimately, the judge only deciding to reduce bond for one charge. Preciado's bond now totaling $450,000.
So now he could get out for $150,000, but does he really have a family member that's going to bond him out for $150,000? Does he have it? Is it around somewhere? I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. I don't know if that is going to be a thing or not, but we'll see how it plays out with that. As far as this case goes, I'm curious to see what happens with Mirtha and our guy here. Forget this dude's name right now. It's Mirtha. You had Mirtha, Man, now I can't even think of the names right now. We've been talking about the Kansas City 3 for so long. This damn Mirtha. I can't remember the two dudes' name off the top. We know Savannah SoDo's and Matthew Guerra's name, but why am I having a brain fart right now? Literally tripping. He said he could put up the house. I don't know. I don't think he's gonna put up the house. I know his son. I'm trying to remember Matthew. We had Matthew, which is a victim, and Savannah, which is a victim. They went to go meet up with. I can't even remember the dude's name. Yep, Christopher Romanos, or what is it? Christopher Prasadio, and then Romanos. So you got Christopher Prasadio and Ramon and Christopher. I forget their names. I'm having a brain fart. We've been talking about Alex. We've been talking about Alex and Jordan in the Kansas City 3 for so long, and I've been so locked, laser, and focused on that case. I don't know what it is. I don't know. It just it drew the energy out of me like Idaho 4 did. It really did. It really just captivated me, and I've been obsessed with the case to the point where I've made 2 documentaries on it, got rid of 2 of them, and I'm deciding if I'm going to put them together, combine them, and put them out as one. Like that case just, I don't know, it captured all my attention at the time, but this case does too. The Savannah SoDo case is very heartbreaking. She was robbed of her whole entire life. Yes. Was she going down a good path? Absolutely not. And have we all been down a bad path in our life? Absolutely. And if anybody will tell you different, maybe there is some straight and narrow people out there, but not many people have a life where they don't make a mistake. I'm just saying in general. And she was young enough, and Matthew was young enough to turn their life around and change everything within that dynamic that they were living. Let's just be honest and talk about that, right? When it comes to that, yes, they were living a crazy lifestyle, and we can't say that they never had a chance. We could say that they never had a chance with dealing with the guns, the drugs. Something was liable to pop off when you're meeting up with all these people. I'm just shooting it straight. Now, the way that Matthew Guerra was rolling, and we pull up his Instagram or Telegram, I have it right here still right now. When you go back in there and you look at this kid's Telegram, and he is meeting up with people and getting all different types of drugs, somebody was going to try to line him up. And we say line him up in the streets. That's what they use it as. That's what you'll hear and see from people. People are like, what the hell is line him up? Line him up means, they're going to rob him. They're going to set this up. Was it a setup? Was he lured from his group? That's the deeper shit I want to know about. Was he lured from Telegram, right? Did he get lured off of there for a drug deal and to meet up with Matthew? Allegedly. Now, I don't know this to be true in general, but did Christopher Prasadio somehow catch Matthew off his guard? He obviously caught him off guard, right? Now, he either 1, had dealt with him before, or 2, maybe they even talked on FaceTime and he seen him and he was who knows. But I'm interested in knowing what the full story is behind the motive of why this crime was committed. That's what I definitely want to know. Mirtha Romanos, Christopher Prasadio, and Ramon Prasadio, correct?
Lee Waldman, KSAT 12 News.
Wow.
The Bexar County Sheriff's Office says that Cordova was arrested on a misdemeanor warrant for failure to stop and give information.
So we had that. Oh, this is the actual court case. Man accused of hiding bodies of Savannah SoDo, Matthew Guerra, appears in court for bond hearing. So this is the whole 54 minutes is the bond hearing. Interesting. It's the bond hearing, huh? Let's see something real quick.
Now at 6, the man accused of helping his son hide the bodies of a pregnant couple appears in court. Ramon Preciado.
Let me see what you're talking about here. Trish said, I was mad all over again here. Ramon, if he gets out, he's going to get hit up. You think so? You think people are going to hit his ass up? What's going on, V? He said baby Fabian didn't have a chance. This man, no pig, could have called police. Maybe baby Fabian could have lived. Interesting. I mean, it's hard to I guess I don't know if he could have lived or not, and that's hard to really think about. And I get you bringing it up too, because it's the what if baby Fabian could have lived. That's a very bitter pill to swallow, to say the least. I'll say that. Ramona says he can't have a conversation with anyone. Who can't? Big Up says he should have called the cops when his son told him that he murdered them.
Oh my God!
Bing bang.
Yep, I agree with you on that. Let's put this up too. And I'm gonna open up. Let me open this up. I will open it up just to see what's. You said drug deal money. Yes, Trev. Ramona says how were they surviving if Ramon was the only working? That's a good point, but we don't know that Christopher didn't have a job, right? Can we definitively say Christopher didn't have a job? What if he did work with his dad in the business, right? What if he did work with his dad in the business? Speculation Station says, I think dad had an addiction also, in my honest opinion. So you think that they were possibly getting high and they could have been getting high together? This goes on in plenty of households, by the way, with kids and parents too. So it's not really nothing that is new. This has been happening for a long time. And I lived in those type of environments and households where people are getting high with their parents, aunts, their whole entire families, whether you're an adult or you are below the age of friggin' 13. I've seen it down to 10, 9 years old, handing the bottle to him. Here, take a sip of this, little homie. Or you want to hit this blunt real quick? And they would laugh while you were high. Yeah, I mean, that's the type of environments that we grew up in. Now, I can't speak for everybody else, but that's where I had came up from. And after seeing that, you start to see, you've seen everything. Pretty much seen everything, all the drugs, everything. And it's horrible how bad it can get. I swear we need better role models, guys. Like, ladies and gentlemen, we need better role models here in America ASAP, not only for America, nationwide. We just need better role models because everything is placed on the internet these days for everybody to turn on and look at. And believe it or not, that shit gives sick people in the mind ideas. It really does. We need way more role models. There's too many followers, not enough leaders. That's 100% a fact. Beautiful Messy Ball says Savannah's mom was also arrested at the hearing on other minor charges. Yeah, I got that clip right here. This is the one you're talking about. Right? That's the one you're talking about. Thank you, Kels, for the 5 months. I appreciate the love. Thank you. Michelle, thank you. I appreciate that. Said Windows 11 said hold my beer. That's what it said. I swear. Buper says I'm fairly new here, but I really enjoyed T-REV and the shows. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad you enjoyed the show. Make sure you guys hit the like button as you're coming in. And actually just took the lines off do not disturb. If you do want to call in, it's 219-885-9693. What are your thoughts? What's your thoughts and opinion on this Soto case right now as it stands? Do you have any thoughts about that? Do we need to go on to the next topic? I mean, I can also read this article too. Praying for good results. I need to know if there's more information in this. This isn't giving me enough information. It says it's been nearly now. Hold up. Here it goes. Here's where Savannah SoDo's murder case stands nearly 2 months later. Now, this was after the court hearing. It's been nearly 2 months since San Antonio police arrested and charged 19-year-old Christopher Posadio in the death of Savannah SoDo, Matthew Gura, and their unborn child on December 22nd. The case has yet to see any real court action since the expecting parents were found dead in late December, since both Christopher and his father Ramon hearings dates were removed to late January. This is not one. Why did you put this up 7 hours ago? Hold up 1 second. Mother of slain San Antonio's teen, Savannah SoDo. Why is this like a headline? Why is her mother getting arrested a headline?
Get the fuck out of here!
Why is that? Why does that matter? Like, what are we doing? I'm sorry. My bad, y'all. Like, what are we doing out here? We're making her mother being arrested a highlight of what? Why? For what? Can anybody tell me that? Can anybody explain that to me? Why is her mom being arrested, Savannah SoDo's mom being arrested, put up on some different level? Like it's, you know, like what the hell is going on here? They got that shit front and center more than they do the updates on the case. That's crazy to me. Wow. That actually fires me up a little bit because they have her being arrested more of an update than updating everybody on what happened in the case. That shit is crazy to me. Brandy's, but you might be right about that at this point. I honestly think you might be right. Beautiful Messy Ball says, why did they have to arrest mom? It shows people calling in, but the phone is not, it's literally not even ringing. Don't do this shit to me again, Windows 11. I swear you better not do this to me again. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't. That's the first thing you see when you look it up, too. I seen it like 5 times in a row, literally. I'm literally looking at like, why is this front and center not even the updates about what happened? I mean, yeah, I guess we have this court day hearing right here. Does it show her getting arrested in here too, or no, or what? Like, what's going on with that? Thank you, Leslie. I appreciate the support. Leslie and Billy, thank you. Yeah, you said, hold up. You smell jealous said, why did the mom get arrested? It was for some old stuff, right? Matter of fact, we might as well go over it, right? It says right here, we're going to go over it right here. I'm going to pull this up right here so we can look at it. It says Savannah SoDo's mother arrested in courtroom during Presidio bond reduction hearing. And then it goes into I mean, it was the first thing I seen when looking it up, right? It says the mother of Savannah SoDo was arrested inside the courtroom during the bond reduction hearing for Ramon Presidio. The Bexar County Sheriff's Office confirmed Gloria Cordova was arrested for a warrant involving failure to stop and give information. Oh, there's a phone call. 615, you're live. You happen to be one to get through. What's going on?
Hey, G. This is Jack from Frost. I think I've been blocked. I can't get through.
What's your username?
Oh Lord. I can't remember. I just can't remember.
Chat, can you guys hear the caller right now? Let me know if you can hear the caller, because I don't. Last time it was messed up. I just want to make sure you guys can hear. Randy's laughing.
Yeah, I can hear you, but I can't type nothing in. I can't even do the what you call it?
What? All right. So what's your name in chat? I can fix that in 2 seconds.
Huh?
You said you think you're blocked.
Yeah, cause my phone. I tried to even put thumbs up. I can't even get to that.
What's your username on YouTube?
My username on YouTube?
Yeah, what is it?
I believe it's Jackie. It goes under Jackie.
Oh, under Jack. Nah, I don't see you blocked. You ain't blocked.
Well, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I see no Jackie on the block list. No Jackie on the block list.
I don't know what's going on because I can't get through at all. It won't let me go nowhere.
Oh, no. You're not blocked. But what's going on? Talk to me. What's your thoughts here?
My thoughts?
Yeah, we want to hear what your thoughts are on it. I mean,
okay, on the Kansas City.
Now we're talking about I was actually just reading the Savannah SoDo update, but yeah, I'm about to jump into the Kansas City right after this.
What
was your thoughts on it?
On that, they all need to go down for the murder.
You said they all need to go down for the murder. Every single one of them.
Yeah, all of them, because they all had something to do with it, in my opinion.
Now, do you think that they're gonna get a little slap on the wrist though? Like, because I feel like At least dad is probably gonna get. He's gonna end up getting like 10 years tops. I feel like maybe even less. I don't know. I might be impressed and he get 25. Who knows? But I mean, he knew that they were dead in that vehicle. Allegedly, he knew that.
Right.
How the hell else would you not? You walked up to the vehicle. There is a pregnant woman passed away in there.
Yes. And then it was the mama's gun. How did they get it from the mama? When the mama said it was locked up in her room.
Mm-hmm.
How they going to explain that?
That's a good point. It's a good point for sure. How are they going to explain that?
Right. She gave it to him, in my opinion. It was locked up in her room.
Yeah, I just want to know what was the motive to do what you did. Was it, you know what I mean? Because you're saying he claimed self-defense, but
I don't.
Was it really self-defense?
I don't think it was self-defense. I'm on the thing about
what if he was trying to rob? How did we know that? No, and I'm just throwing this out there as a hypothetical. I don't know this to be true, but what if somebody did up the gun like he's talking about? His story was kind of weird. Chris's story was kind of weird. It was. I'll say that, to say the least. That shit was kind of weird.
Yeah. All of it is, I mean, it's all crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And when it comes out, it's all going to be surprising. It's something we ain't even going to be thinking about. But I don't think he liked him to begin with. And
thank you, Gold Dust.
I don't know why they killed her. I think he was just.
I felt like he felt he had no choice.
Yeah.
A witness, but how could you be so callous to just kill a pregnant woman?
That I don't know.
Better yet, kill anyone at all. I mean, the only time I see killing someone justifiable is if you have to literally defend yourself because you feel like somebody is coming to take your life. That's when you should kill someone. You should never kill someone because you don't like them. You should never kill someone because you know what? If you kill someone because you don't like them, that means they can own you. They run you. They own your soul. If they could turn you to be that evil,
right?
You got to be able to get it, you know, and that's what's wrong with people. They don't know how to mind their friggin' business these days. Everybody wants to, you get what I'm saying? Everybody wants to be evil and jump to violence immediately, and guns are pulled out. You know, back in the day, my dad, if we had a problem with somebody, I remember growing up, my dad would, when my dad was around for the times that he was, if we had a problem with someone, we would go over, knock on that door. My dad would say, your son has a problem with my son, let them fight, and they got to shake hands after this and never have a problem again. That's the type. There's no more of that. It's a shooting right away. You're dead. You know what I mean? We're losing a lot of American people on our soil right now to gun violence.
For no reason, really.
For absolutely no reason. And part of it is what we seen here in this case with Matthew Gurr. Allegedly, you know, I'm not saying he was a bad kid. We've all been in different stages. I've been in my stages. I've seen multiple other people that have been in their stages, but you know what? He had time to change it. He had time to set out and put himself in a path better for himself and his woman and baby Fabian coming. He had plenty of chance. He could have got out of that game. You know how many people are living in that type of situation right now, selling drugs at the massive amounts like he was, that have multiple kids, but actually been doing this shit for 15 plus. There is plenty of people doing that right now, ladies and gentlemen, because don't be amazed seeing what you've seen here on Telegram. This shit is happening every day. So many households across America right now as we speak. I promise you that. I promise you that.
I know. But I don't know. Maybe dude was on something and he wanted what he wanted. I don't know. I can't. But it's a shame. It's a crying shame. I'm 57 years old. I stay by myself, and I don't go outside that much. So
I mean, I'm sick of it. I don't. I used to want to go outside. I used to hang out with people. I used to do things. I'm sick of it. Everybody wants to be into negative shit and get high and do the dumbest shit in the world, and I'm not with that. I don't want to do that. So you know what I had to do? I had to get rid of all those people. Those people are they're in the past. I don't like that. I don't want to be around people that just want to, there is good folk out there, and I've met plenty of them. Plenty of good folks that don't even bat an eye at bullshit, that are thorough, thick and thin. And it's just, we need more role models for everybody growing up here in America right now. There's the role models right now are a lot of this drill rap music that glorifies murdering. And not only that, the rappers, not only that, they get on these lives and promote the violence to an extra level. And it really is, it's different. Like it really is impacting a lot of the youth. It would help if more people spoke out on this. There's a lot, and when I say youth, I'm talking about 12 to 13-year-olds, even some to 10-year-olds carrying guns and shooting.
Yeah.
Like it's normal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I got kids that age, and I pray for them every night.
Man,
because
it's
this world is going straight to hell.
I just, I just want to make a difference. If I can make a little bit of a difference and a dent into the corner of a world in my little circle, in my little hole, that's all I want to do. That's why I get on here and talk to you guys and go over these cases that grab my heart. Because for one, I just don't understand what drives someone to be a murderer? What drives someone to do what was did here? Was it a drug addiction that made you go and do this? Was it you know what I mean? It's crazy. What is driving people to commit murders? I appreciate you calling in, Jackie. I look forward to hearing from you again. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
God bless you. Make sure you lock your doors. You hear?
Oh, they always lock.
Double locks, double glocks. Thank you. Shout out to her. Good phone call. If you want to call in and be a part of the show, it's 219-885-9693. Ladies and gentlemen, 757 sent from heaven. What's going on? You were live.
Hey, Travis, Donna.
What's going on, Donna? 13-month Donna in the building. What is going on? How are you doing
13 months. What the heck?
I appreciate you, Donna. Thank you so much.
Hey, it's been a good 13 months, brother.
I appreciate the love. What's going on though? Did you see this court date with Christopher Prasadio's pops, Ramon?
I did see that. I saw that earlier today. I glanced over, I saw it briefly. I'm not gonna pretend I saw the whole thing because I didn't. But the only thing that really comes to my mind that I just can't get out of my head is, what if that baby was Chris's baby?
What if? Whoa!
What if that was his baby? And
Hold up.
I mean, she was with the other guy, but she's coming to term and she's getting ready to have that baby.
Did you just say that? What if that was Chris's baby?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Hold up.
She's 18 years old.
Hold up.
He was what, 19? I mean, what is the motive? I mean, been trying to think about a motive here.
Thank you.
You know.
I don't know about that one. I really don't know about that one. That's
you think about it. A baby's going to be born. I'm like way out left field probably, but it's something that keeps coming back in my head because looking at that case, it's like, what would cause him to do that? Really to kill her, knowing that she was getting ready to have that baby, and all I keep thinking about is, that baby was his. He didn't want that baby to be born. He may have been after her and killed them both. I mean, this is where my brain's going because I can't find another reason to go to that extreme and then the parents be involved. And to me, I'm thinking, well, if the parents are involved, maybe it's because they knew that was his child. I mean, I know it's crazy. It's crazy, but I haven't heard anybody say it. I haven't heard anyone else say that. But I'm thinking, sure, the drugs are the obvious. You know what I mean? It's the obvious thing. But sitting back and just looking at the whole case and kind of looking at things, I'm thinking to myself, what if that baby was his? I mean, stranger things have happened.
Yeah, no. I can't take that from you. Stranger things have happened. You are absolutely right about that.
People do things for the weirdest and the strangest reasons, and something keeps leading me back to that. So I don't know. I can't. Now, as far as the father helping,
it did say reduced bond. Keep going, Donna. You're good.
Well, I was just going to say, didn't he just got charged with the tampering with the body, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think that's going to go 25 years. I think tampering with a body is, short-term jail and probation, because neither one of them were actually involved in the actual murder that we know of. They weren't there for it. They just helped him clean up his mess.
Robbery, huh? Somebody, Macy said, I have not heard this one yet. I got a nice little video on it. Macy, they'll catch you up.
So
there's a lot. There was a decent little, sprinkle in this story.
I just don't think that the tampering of evidence, tampering of the bodies, moving the bodies, moving the car. I mean, he's not charged with any kind of murder charges, and neither is the mother, right? The stepmom.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see that being a long-term jail sentence. I see it being,
what's going on,
I don't think it's going to be very long.
Bing bang.
But I think there'll be a probation.
Yeah,
because they didn't, it wasn't like it was premeditated. They didn't. I don't think. I think he.
You don't think it was premeditated? You don't think that it was like a premeditated robbery?
No, I'm talking about on the parents' part, not his part. I think he premeditated whatever he did, but calling his dad and stepmom to come and help him clean up his mess, I don't think that was part of the premeditation. I think that was just fear, stress.
I don't
feeling
know.
Desperate.
Yeah, I see what you're saying about that.
So,
man.
But yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there, put that little nugget out there into the universe, because I can't get it out of my head. But I'm glad to see that you're doing better. I'm glad to see that you're on. Missed you.
Nobody's heard a cough yet, so
I'm telling you,
that I'm telling you, antibiotics knocked me out. And then I came in here. I was gonna go live yesterday or whatever day. I don't know, because I'm on weird schedule. But when I came in, I could not access any of my programs. I kept clicking on stuff. The only thing that was working was my Windows key. So I had to end up. I literally had to reinstall. But I reinstalled Windows 11 and it's running like a champ. So we're good.
Well, that's God telling you to stay in bed.
It must have been something. I don't know what it was, but it was something.
That's what that is. Get back in bed. You're going too quick. So, but I'm glad you're doing better. I hope the MRI comes out okay.
Yeah. And even if it doesn't, it is what it is. I face everything. It is what it is.
Oh yeah, of course.
Gotta face it.
So I'm glad to see you on tonight.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Donna. I appreciate you calling in.
Love to the Rev Gang family. I have a hard time saying that sometimes.
You're good. You're good. Well, I appreciate
and all the new people.
Well, thank you, Donna. We appreciate you calling in. God bless.
All right.
Love and light. Lock your doors. Shout out to Donna. We appreciate her calling in. Hold up 1 second. So we're talking about hold on. Let me pull this up real quick for you guys. So somebody says, I haven't heard this one yet. This is it right here. Check it out. This will break you in right here. A third arrest has been made in the San Antonio murder case that has captivated the nation. Mirtha Romanos, the stepmother of 19-year-old man accused of a violent killing of Savannah SoDo and Matthew Gura, late last year, was arrested on 3 felony charges Wednesday afternoon, January 10th. The San Antonio Police Department say Romanos
I'm puffing
a
away.
mystery woman seen throwing a towel at Soto and Gura in surveillance.
I can't help it, Melanie.
Shared by SAPD from the night the young
This for the people that don't know about this. And then
young couple was killed. Officers say it was Romanos' gun that was used in the slaying of the young couple who had a child on the way.
Yeah, that's right. That's so jumping into it. They had the gun. Listen. It doesn't get no fucking stupider than this. If you were committing a murder, this is kind of why I kind of got to lean towards this. Probably it may not be premeditated, but then again, it could be the victim's gun, allegedly, possibly, maybe. I don't know. I'm just speculating off in the rear when I talk about that. But this gun was locked into the murder weapon was in the house, locked in the room. What Mirta had it locked in a room. That's what we read off the affidavit here. I'm just saying in general. This is a wild ass story right here. This story is super wild, and I'm definitely gonna be following this one too.
And officers say she helped in hiding of the Sotos and Gura's body after the killings. Romanos, 47, facing 3 felony charges, including abuse of a corpse, tampering with evidence, and attempting to alter, destroy, or conceal a human corpse. Charges which mirror her husband's, who SAPD also said helped hide the couple's bodies. While an SAPD spokesperson said homicide detectives knew there was a third person likely involved with the killing. It took investigators.
I'm catching the newbies up before we jump right into because that's what I'm going to do. I'm playing this, and then I want to hop right into the actual court date of what's his name from Ramon Presidio.
Time to review various pieces of surveillance footage to positively identify Romanos as the person seen tossing a towel at the now deceased couple the night of their deaths. We do know she was involved in helping get rid of the evidence concerning those bodies, a SAPD spokesperson said during a press conference Wednesday, January 10th, after Romanos was arrested. At this time, we're confident these were the 3 suspects involved with this case. Officers say the 3 arrests made so far are expected to be the last tied to the violent slaying of the young couple. And a spokesperson with SAPD said there's currently no evidence suggesting.
We'll be getting into that Kansas City 3-2. We'll get into that. I just want to really catch everybody up on this so they know when we jump into it and talk about it, and also because there was an update on it.
The killings were tied to some larger organized criminal activity. Soto and Gura were found both dead with gunshot wounds to the head December 26 at a northwest side apartment complex near the medical center. The Bexar County medical examiner deemed both deaths as homicides a couple days after the couple were found, identifying Soto and Gura's unborn child as one of the victims of the violent slaying. The bodies were uncovered days after a missing persons alert went out when Soto's an appointment she had to induce labor for. About a week after the couple was discovered, video surveillance footage was shared, showing a dark-colored pickup truck and a Kia Optima. Less than a week later, following the release of the footage, San Antonio Police Department announced a father and son.
This footage right here. I swear we spent hours watching this. Was anybody here for this? I know there may be some people that weren't here for this, but we literally sat around and we watched this footage for hours, debating and talking about different. I'm telling you, we were going through it. We were hearing all these different video or rain cam audios coming out of shit you could hear, like them talking about Matthew or so. I don't know. It was kind of weird, to say the least.
53-year-old Ramon Preciado and 19-year-old Christopher
Yes, you did. You made it.
Had been arrested and charged for the killing of the young couple. Christopher Preciado has been charged with capital murder, abuse of a corpse, and alter, destroy, and conceal a human corpse. His father was charged with.
You said, hold on. It was so ignorant to arrest Savannah's mother right there in court for what? Traffic tickets. Unbelievable. I agree. Right there, they could have just waited, right till she walked out.
Abuse of a corpse, because officers say he helped his son hide the
Oh
body
my
after
God,
the
dissect
violent
the hell out of it.
slayings. Police say the killings were the result of a drug deal gone sideways. You see all those drugs right there? Look at this. This is what he had on there. Look, now watch. Say he helped his son hide the bodies after the violent slayings. Police say the killings were the result of a drug deal gone sideways.
Plus, with the $120 dining credit, you can earn up to $10 per month in statement credits with participating partners. Enrollment required. Learn all about what the American Express Gold Card can do for you at americanexpress.com.
You know what? And this kind of goes line in line with the Kansas City 3. What we're seeing here, we're seeing these drugs, right? On this telegram. And it just takes us back to the drug problem that we do have here in America. Who's to say within those anti-bars that we didn't just see that were pressed in there, obviously, didn't have fentanyl in them? That's a lot of Xanax bars right there. Let's go back and look at that. That's a lot of Xanax pressed bars right there. Who's to say how much fentanyl is in there? You see that? This is what I was talking about. And going over within this case, yes, they could have changed their life. They still had time. There's people doing this shit right now that been doing it for years. They have a full-blown telegram. They're selling their drugs right now as we are sitting here having a conversation. This is going down right now, and these guys have been doing it for 10 plus years. I promise you. They are doing it, right? Okay. I have the cough still. MRI, though. I get it this week, so don't worry. But again, there's people that been doing this for 10 plus years, and they've been selling it on here for a long time. And a lot of this shit is cut. They're delivering it. This is the bad part, ladies and gentlemen. They're actually delivering this shit by mail. People are ordering this online, and they are shipping it to them via mail to their front door. Absolutely 100%. It's not as bad as it was, though. Cough is not as bad as it was. It's crazy. You said the governor of Washington declared a state of emergency on fentanyl. It's bad. That's insane. It is really true. I promise you that you can find it. If you go online and search, listen to me. This is how dangerous it is, because people can go online and actually buy drugs off the internet right now as me and you are having a conversation. There is a transaction happening online, and drugs are going to be delivered to somebody that could possibly kill them. It is happening, and that is a major problem here.
Participating partners, enrollment required. Learn all about what the American Express Gold Card can do for you at americanexpress.com.
On January 3rd, officers tracked Soto's cell phone and traced her location to a residence at the intersection of Charlie Chan and Cary Grant Drives. The night of the couple went missing, December 21st. When detectives made the location, they discovered the Chevrolet Silverado seen in the surveillance footage released by SAPD. This was where officers found the Preciado family, and upon speaking with the father, the two were positively... You said I'm in Ontario, Canada. They had 15 ODs in under 2 hours in southern Ontario last week. Police asked people to stay away from the downtown area for the night while it was happening. That's insane. Identified as the individuals seen with the slain couple the night of their disappearance. The gun used to kill Soto and Gura belonged to Romanos, police officials said at a Wednesday news
The
conference.
Ozzy t-shirt, Zoe
Romanos
says.
is charged with abuse of a corpse, alter, destroy, conceal of a human corpse, and tampering with evidence, all felonies. She is believed to be the stepmother of Christopher Preciado.
Yeah, that's true too.
19, and probably the common law wife of Ramon Preciado, who are also charged in the case. Romanos lived with the two men, police officials said. When police questioned Romanos on January 4th, the day after Christopher and Ramon Preciado's arrest, she said she did not recall the events from the night of December 21st, which I think is complete bullcrap. And she stated that she thought she was asleep at the time, the affidavit stated. However, police were able to place her at the scene after surveillance footage from her own home showed her returning home in the pickup truck with the two other suspects on the night of the shooting. The truck was seen in a separate surveillance footage at the apartment complex where Soto and Gura were discovered. In the arrest warrant affidavit for Romanos, investigators said there was another person in the truck with Preciado who threw him that towel.
Information on social media that there was a third individual involved. Our homicide detectives were aware of that. However, we were looking for enough probable cause to make that arrest and to present the best case forward to the DA's office. Today, that happened. They were able to develop enough evidence to charge 47-year-old Mirta Romanos. That's Myrta Ramanos. She is believed to be, I'm not sure exactly what the relationship is, but maybe.
You think that you said those are Mexican Xanax. Those are actually legitimate non-laced pharmaceutical grade alprazolam. I used to sell those. So you're gonna tell me 100% you know that those Xanax that you're seeing in that video footage, it could possibly not be laced with fentanyl? That doesn't even make sense. But I mean, I get what you're saying. It could possibly not be, but it possibly could be too, though. Because, I mean, it's happening around the country, and we ain't there to throw a test strip in it and test it. So, I mean, it's 50-50 whether it is or isn't.
A stepmother to Christopher, 19-year-old Christopher. She is being charged with 3 felonies. The first one being alter, destroy, conceal a human corpse, which is a second-degree felony. She's also being charged with abuse of corpse, which is a state jail felony, and a third charge, tampering with evidence. Through our forensic unit, we were able to develop information from surveillance video that showed.
Police officials said they had an idea that Romanos was involved in the case, but didn't have enough evidence early on in the investigation to arrest her. Confident there are no more suspects, Sergeant Michelle Ramos said at the news conference. Last week, police said the Preciados were the suspects. Christopher Preciado, 19.
Exactly. Don't do drugs.
Was charged with capital murder, abuse of a corpse, alter, destroy, conceal a human corpse. His father, Ramon Preciado, 53, was charged with abuse.
Avid Chatter says arrest. What? Good evening to T-REV and chat. What's going on? Welcome to the stream, Avid Chatter. I appreciate you coming by. Christina says, wow, she's got beautiful tan skin and dark hair like my mama. Lucky, unfortunately, I'm not naturally dark haired. I have dirty blonde, but I love it black. Harley says, we are never going to be able to take back control of these drugs coming into America. I do pray that we can continue to spread the word to those on the street buying these pills, etc. That's why I'm surprised that there is not an arrest made in the case of the Kansas City 3 gentlemen that passed away in a backyard and nobody happened to notice that they were there for 43 hours.
Of a corpse and alter, destroy, conceal human corpse. Authorities initially said that the father and son were sole suspects in the case. If Ramon Preciado was throwing a towel from another person in his truck prior to wiping down Gura's vehicle, which appears to have been captured on surveillance video at the apartment complex, the chief responded, something we're still looking into, something that has been brought up in conversation in social media. We're still looking into that, and we have seen it. The investigation continues. I'm not saying it is, I'm saying it's possible, McManus said. According to an arrest warrant affidavit, Gura had gone to Preciado's home to sell him marijuana on the night of December 21st. Christopher Preciado said that Gura pointed a gun at him
when Preciado manipulated the weapon, resulting in Soto being shot, the affidavit said. Moments later, Gura once again pointed the gun at Christopher Preciado, who told detectives that he manipulated the weapon again, resulting in Gura being shot, the affidavit said. The medical examiner had previously reported that Gura died from a contact gunshot wound to the head. Christopher Preciado was alleged to be the sole killer in the case, according to police. SAPD said his father helped hide the bodies. According to the affidavit, Christopher Preciado drove Gura's vehicle to the apartment complex down the street on Danny K Drive, where the bodies were discovered 5 days later. Christopher Preciado said that this was self-defense. Ramon Preciado admitted to detectives that he drove the pickup to the apartment complex to meet his son, which was seen on surveillance footage released by police. Ramon Preciado also identified himself on surveillance video as the person getting out of the pickup and knowingly treated the human corpses. Who was this from? That family following all the other groups. This is the killer Christopher on Telegram, liking his drug pics back on June 17th, allegedly.
Yeah, see, that was another thing about this case that I thought was interesting. The name on the Telegram that liked the pic is allegedly the dude Juyuk, which is an account, which is Christopher. Allegedly, that's the story, is that Juyuk is Christopher. If you look back at some of his game names that he had on his Facebook, you can see that. It's actually pretty insane how people matched that up and figured that out. So it had showed a post from, like, I forget if it was June, I think it was June 17th, but I can't remember the exact date.
And dad was posting Merry Christmas on his business page after helping his son clean up this murder of the pregnant woman and her boyfriend. And look at this screen recording from his Telegram. Major drug pen dude, Savannah's boyfriend, and they said he had charges in the past from beating her, allegedly. There is one more suspicious activity from around the past. At his graduation ceremony, they didn't clap for him, and it made him angry and sad, I guess. The tragic fate of Savannah SoDo and Matthew Gura begin with what police describe as a drug deal gone awry. Christopher Preciado, the alleged lone killer, claimed self-defense as he detailed a
What's going on, Travis? Welcome.
that led to the deaths of both victims, which is absolutely tragic. Now, I want to share some information with you that was sent in by one of my own subscribers. Her name is Marlena. She sent in that people were able to find a conversation between Chris and someone else, and Chris is asking about Matthew. Do I know if this is true or not? Of course I don't, but I know we all seen it. Anyways, again, this is T-REV. I'm signing off, and I will...
Yeah, this story is crazy, like I said. Absolutely insane story. And if you look at it, you search this, right? It shows us today. It shows us today, this right here. All right, there we go. Is there a possibility they can call out? We'll see it.
Good afternoon, everyone. Is both sides ready to start, or you need some more time? We're ready. Good. Are you ready?
Oh, this is Dr. Grande.
The court's going to call CM 116056.
Hold on.
CM 116070. This is both the state of Texas versus Ramon Preciado. Can I have both sides announced, starting with the state?
Austin Scott from the state and Tamara Scott from the state. Good afternoon again, Judge Jonathan and Megan Enriquez from Preciado.
And we are here on a referral from the 290th District Court. Mr. Preciado is seated and present in the courtroom. These are both motions to reduce bond filed by defense. So defense, go right ahead.
Thank you, Judge. We would call our client as a witness.
Come over here.
Yeah. So they say in this, all they did was lower his bond. So they lowered Ramon's bond down to what, 150,000.
So boom, bang, bong, bada bang. That's that. We're waiting for more updates. Now, I want to hop into something. I want to jump into something to me that I personally am a big fan of this guy. And he's about to speak on the Kansas City 3 Chief fans. All right. This is one of my favorite people. I don't know why I like this defense lawyer so much, but his name is Bruce Rivers, and we're about to check out what he says here. It's a defense lawyer, again, speaking on this case, and I want to hear what he says. We're jumping into the Kansas City 3 part of the stream. I just wanted to touch up on what happened within this case and talk more about like the shit going on in the Soto case and how I want to know what the motive is. And I know we're not even close to that part. We're just finding out they're going through the little processes to get towards that trial, which we're not going to be there for another 2 years. That's how I'm looking at it. 2-3 years.
You've got 3 homicides here, 3 deaths created at the hands of another. Guess what? I give you the drug, you die, I'm on the fucking hook. That's the law of the land everywhere. 2 days go by where nobody is. I mean, these guys are sitting on the yard for 2 days. What was he doing in those 2 days? I guarantee he was probably using, no question about it.
True. Jordan's the chemist, bro. Jordan's what?
Jordan's the chemist, bro. See how that just rolled off his tongue? That just rolled off his tongue.
Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. And what he do? And it's gonna react to all the self-snitching.
Yeah, he's the bomb.
Hi, this is Bruce Rivers. Welcome to another fun-filled episode of Criminal Lawyer Reacts. I'm Bruce Rivers, of course, your board-certified criminal defense lawyer here at your service with my pearl-handled pistol cufflinks so graciously gifted to me by our content genius that you know is Michael Rivers. Today, we're reacting to the death of 3 men in Kansas City. Now, you've heard a little bit about this, and the principal in this case is Jordan Willis. The 3 guys that have passed away are David Harrington, Ricky Johnson, and Clayton McGinney. But before we get to that, this is brought to you by eForms.com. eForms.com, very effective way to get a business document done without hiring a guy like me. You know, I've got my grandmother in my basement, as you know, and I really need to feel protected because she is a sketchy woman. So I went to eForms.com and I made her sign a lease. I just had to have her sign a lease. And I also had to do a power of attorney because, you know, but is there a conflict there if I have her do a power of attorney and I'm in control of that and I have her sign a lease? I don't know. Is there? It doesn't matter because if you need a power of attorney or a lease agreement or any kind of business agreement, anything that you need to be protected, you go.
Yeah, well, that's cool. I like that. But let's step up.
And then I want to show you a little bit of an interview, sponsor of our. So let's get into this a little bit. I want to tell you something that now I want to show you a little bit of an interview before we get to that. On January 9th, there was a party.
If you're just coming in, we are watching an interview with one of my favorite lawyers when he talks online. His name is Bruce Rivers. Very good defense lawyer. I like hearing his stance. Always been a fan of his stance. I've been following him for a while now. He's a busy man, though. Busy man. Hell of a lawyer, too.
You know, a bunch of Kansas City fans went over to Jordan Willis's house, and it was the 3 guys that I mentioned, David, Ricky, and Clayton. They all went over there, and then the next day or next couple of days, they were found dead in the yard. No signs of trauma. Gee, I wonder what could have happened to them. First of all, you know, Kansas City is not that harsh of a climate. You know, when you get up in Minnesota, like where I am, or northern Wisconsin, or Canada, and you get stuck outside your house, you're gonna freeze to death. You will freeze to death.
Talk to him.
Not so much in Kansas City. A little milder climate, and so you see 3 guys without any trauma. What do you think happened? Well, the police reports came out, or at least they told the family that it's likely an overdose. Big fucking surprise. But what does that mean? April Mahoney.
He said big fucking surprise. He's about to jump into April Mahoney. It sounds like he's talking about April Mahoney. Hold on, I gotta hear that back.
Well, you know, Kansas City is not that harsh of a climate. You know, when you get up in Minnesota, like where I am, or northern Wisconsin, or Canada, and you get stuck outside your house, you're gonna freeze to death. You will freeze to death. Not so much in Kansas City, a little milder climate, and so you see three guys without any trauma. What do you think happened? Well, the police reports came out, or at least they told the family that it's likely an overdose. Big fucking surprise. But what does that mean? April Mahoney, she was the fiance to.
What are your guys' opinions on? And I'm just curious. I'm asking chat. What are you guys' opinions on? I was doing looking at the numbers last night. So the 3 found in the backyard, the 3 birds, the 3 Super Bowl wins by the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm just thinking about the numbers adding up. Then you have the 3 come from behind victories with 10 points for Patrick Mahomes. That makes 4. There's all these 3s that are adding up. Again, 3 Super Bowls, 3 birds, 3 men, 3. I just started adding all this. I was like, what this is wild, right? Because Patrick Mahomes, when I heard them say that when I was watching the Super Bowl, Patrick Mahomes has been behind 10 points in every Super Bowl win that he has. I was like, damn, that's another 3 to add. I'm like, that's another 3 to add to the 3s. And I'm just like, man, the 3s are going crazy. So not only did they win 3 Super Bowls, that's 3 Super Bowls that Patrick Mahomes also came back from 10 to win. And it's been every single Super Bowl that he's won, he's been behind 10 points and won them. So again, the birds, the men, Patrick Mahomes with the 3 out of 10s, and then you got them winning 3. I mean, what else is in 3s? I mean, I don't know. It's crazy. I just find it pretty weird with the numbers. I think it's unique and different. I don't know what it is. What does it mean? Yeah, absolutely. Big fan of Patrick. Big fan of Patrick. But some people think that their brothers write the scripts for the NFL, and I'm just like, come on, man. Y'all could do better.
Clayton McGinney. And on January, I think it was around January 9th, she decided, I gotta figure out what's going on. So she goes over there and she's pounding on the door, and she sees Mr. Harrington like this, just sitting up in a chair, dead. She doesn't even see that her boyfriend is on the ground, dead next to him. She sees that, she calls the cops, but she had been pounding on the door and no one answers. And this is a rental home. And we'll get into who Mr. Willis is in a second. The cops come, and Willis comes to the door, and he comes to the door in his boxers with an empty wine glass.
You know what I mean?
Kind of visions of Johnny Depp, doesn't it? Kind of.
He said kind of visions of Johnny Depp. You think that's some Johnny Depp-esque type shit? Is that what you're saying there, buddy? Huh? Tell us about it. We want to hear more.
Give you a little bit. And she sees Mr. Harrington like this, just sitting up in a chair, dead. She doesn't even see that her boyfriend is on the ground, dead next to him. She sees that, she calls the cops, but she had been pounding on the door and no one answers. And this is a rental home. And we'll get into who Mr. Willis is in a second.
Oh, I love this guy, man. This guy right here has heart of gold, and he's just awesome. I love this guy right here. Again, Bruce Rivers, go subscribe to him on YouTube. He's a defense lawyer. He covers a lot of different topics. A lot. When I say a lot. So he's in especially the rap culture.
The cops come, and Willis comes to the door, and he comes to the door in his boxers with an empty wine glass. Kind of visions of Johnny Depp, doesn't it? Kind of give you a little bit. Although, now who is Mr. Willis? Mr. Willis rented the home. My understanding, and I could be wrong about this, but these 3 guys that died were all really good friends. And Mr. Willis was kind of out here. You know, he wasn't one of their good friends, but they knew where to go to get the shit that they needed.
So who did they get it from? And Bruce, I want to know. I'm asking you a question, Bruce. I don't know. Maybe you'll answer it this video. I have not seen this video, but I got to ask you this. Bruce, should somebody be arrested here, sir? We're just curious.
A few moments later.
Who is Mr. Willis? Mr. Willis is has a PhD. Not sure what his PhD is in, but he works trying to find and fine-tune drugs for HIV. Mr. Willis is an advanced research scientist working at the International AIDS Vaccine Initiative, IAVI, International AIDS Vaccine Initiative. And he works there neutralizing antibody center in La Jolla, California, and Kansas City, where he lives, and he's got a couple pit bulls and whatever. So, but his job is to take technology and try to fine tune it and to make a better vaccine on the AIDS virus. Well, he's also known by some as the chemist. The chemist. I don't know if he's a Walter White kind of guy, but he is. Here, let's just play this interview from somebody who knows him.
A lot of times I'm hearing that
Jordan, he's the chemist, bro. He cooks stuff for people to make them feel better, and that's. I truly want to understand what type of place this was coming from. When I've watched this interview several times, and I even watched it back a few times before I came on stream tonight. And I think with this interview right here, this specific interview, I don't know what type of space is he coming from, because it's defensive about Alex and it's Jordan. And I'm not saying that that's not the case, but but I do want to know, I'm sure we all want to know more about what was going on the night that everybody was hanging out at this house. And I'm sure that, Alex could shed light on from the 7 to 12, and maybe, people would understand the details a little bit better to what's going on here. And then he doesn't have to talk. That's why he got a lawyer. But in general, where did the drugs come from? And why, I see Caleb leaning towards something here on this interview. I can't wrap my hand around it. I can't.
David Clayton, and Ricky were like brothers. Jordan was kind of off on the side. Mm-hmm. True.
Jordan's the chemist, bro.
Jordan's what?
Jordan's the chemist, bro. See how that just rolled off his tongue? That just rolled off his tongue.
Jordan's the chemist. They all knew him as that. It was easy for them to go have fun, but he made a mistake. Jordan was the chemist. He's a scientist, right? He does what he needs to do. Now, to use my cousin, my best friend, as a guinea pig? Nah.
What about Alex Lee? What do you know about him?
I know him.
Yeah? Any idea that he might have brought drugs? No?
Jordan had him. Jordan was one.
So basically what he's saying is that everybody knows where to get the drugs. Everybody knows that Jordan's got the dope, right? And he mixes the cocktails up, and so
is that what he's hinting at? He's saying that, all right, so Bruce Rivers is literally taking his word and saying, hey, he mixes the cocktails up. He does, because he's taking his word as face value, as a lot of us are. He's believing the families. He's going with, well, why would he have to lie about this? If he really did think that this guy did something to his cousin Alex, would he really be honed in on him like that? I think that he would be. Come on, we got to step into his space real quick. Try to put yourself into his space. Would he know if Alex would be thorough about what happened or not? Absolutely. Maybe that's how he feels. We just don't know that. A lot of us could say, oh, we think Alex is being sus and he's being weird, allegedly. But I don't know. Like, there's some type of bond there with Alex that they don't have with Jordan. Can we all agree to that at least? We don't have to agree with Alex being sus or not sus. I'm just saying in general, do you at least agree that they have more trust, right? Into Alex and Jordan is just no. There's no pictures. Show me a picture with Jordan, with David, Ricky, or Clayton. Please show me that. I want to see it. If you have a picture of them together, send it in to me right now. Email it to me. I have yet to find it, see it, lock eyes on it, anything. Please show me. I would love to see it. He said, yes, the family seem to know Alex. They seem to know him. They definitely seem to know him. You just gotta, you can't, I mean, you can go off gossip, but you got to think about this too, Hash. Do you know your friends? Do you trust your friends? If there's a person that's been around you for 15 some odd years and they are close with you and your family, and then you got this one guy that you guys never heard of, or that you guys heard of, but they didn't hang out with this person like that. Right? They didn't hang out with them like, so you get what I'm saying? Screw the gossip. I'm going based off of integrity within your circle and people that you know as friends and that are close friends. I'm saying maybe the integrity to this friendship between Caleb, Alex, the families, etc. Maybe his word is more valid to them, is what I'm saying. That's the pitch here. That's the vibes that I'm getting from the families and what's happening here. You said this is some crazy shit. It really is. The Chiefs just had to win. Yep, they won too. Crazy. Cindy says Alex and Jordan are guilty of the drugs together, but not guilty of the deaths, allegedly. Leslie said Jordan wasn't a close friend. Kelly says, to me, it looks like he was told something by authorities, but can't come out and say it. He has a smirk on his face. Let's keep playing. He said murder-suicide. That's wild. God is always with you today. Like the name, though. I think so, too, Mar. I got a note says, or, a.k.a. Granny says, my money's on the chemist.
Oh, my God. Hold up. Wait a minute.
Oh, and we don't know if that's true.
Hold on. CK, I said just because the family knows Alex doesn't mean anything. Your best friend can your best friend can backstab you. Your own family can backstab you in a heartbeat. Even your own shadow leaves you in the dark. That's a fact. I do got to say that.
Bing bang.
Right on the money with that. It happened all the time. It happens all the time, and it happened all the time. Get it? It's happening right now.
This is just cousin of one of the decedents, and he is obviously upset.
So you don't think any more attention should be paid on?
I'm glad that he said that. He's obviously upset. And I told you, I feel like that he was just upset in this interview. When we went over it last week and we were talking about it, I just said, look, man, I really think that he was upset. Not only that, they met with the DA this day. I don't know what type of information that they found out. Well, I do, because obviously we knew they had 3 times the amount of fentanyl. But not only that, there's some other weird things too that just in this case does catch me to the left a little bit, right? And I'm gonna tell you what it is. It's the screenshots of the different things from families saying, my uncle was laced with fentanyl, and fentanyl was laced, and then a mom of, I think, David Harrington's mom, Jennifer Marquez, comes on there and immediately says, yes, that's what I'm hearing too, and I'm gonna make sure his ass goes to jail. And you get what I'm saying? So after seeing all those different things, I'm like, this is weird. Like, this is weird. Like, where is this lace with fentanyl shit coming from, first of all? And this was well before the toxicology reports even came out. I mean, I'm talking January 12th or 13th, somewhere around that time I had those screenshots. So just, that's what I wanted to touch on. He said he is a scientist. His job at the moment was on the computer. He's still a scientist. And matter of fact, I got to open up the lines too for the folks. After this video, I'll open up the lines and we could talk. I do want to go over through this video, but yeah, there's a lot to still talk about within this case.
On Alex Lee.
Alex Lee is a good man. He's a good man. Alex Lee is a solid. He was one of their best friends forever. Jordan is somebody that is known from high school as like creating drugs for people to make them feel better in certain situations. Okay, well, you want to do this? Okay, I'm gonna make this for you. I'm gonna make this for you. I'm gonna make this for you, and handing them out. At this point, the country knows what's gonna happen, right? What the toxicology reports are what they're gonna reveal. We all know that. Okay. Who?
Oh, of course we did. I mean, come on. Obviously, either one, you're going to put your tinfoil hat on and say he was hit hard with, the scientist concocted some major, man. He got some of that stuff that can't be tracked into the system and knocked him out. Well, obviously, they had 3 times the amount of fentanyl. So there you go, bing bong. That's going to do it right there. There's the answer. Yeah, I mean, we were expecting that. I didn't think that this guy, even though he was a scientist and data researcher for the HIV vaccine, that didn't make me think one bit that this guy concocted some weird shit to kill 3 people and leave their vehicles parked out front of his house. Definitely not believing that. Definitely don't think that happened. Like I said, negligence at the worst. I've said that I said that last week. I'm still sticking to it right now. I still feel the same way right now until shown otherwise.
Is the one that gave it to them, and who is the one that needs to be held responsible? Where did it come from?
So that is so succinctly, directly on point. Remember when I told you about a digital footprint? Everybody's got a digital footprint. So Jordan,
in the basement,
if he's erased any text messages, which I'm sure he has. So right now he went into treatment, which I think is the smartest thing he could have done. And you've got a situation where, you know, his cell phone, his internet history, and, you know, everything that all the devices that he is privy to, hopefully the cops have already taken all that stuff into custody. I've seen reports where they say this is not being treated as a homicide, and I think that's absolutely ridiculous. No, I mean, no responsible journalist could say this is not being treated like a homicide. I mean, the toxicology results aren't even in yet. They have some preliminary results, but and it's a fentanyl overdose, a combination of fentanyl, cocaine overdose. You heard Caleb talk about who had the drugs, who should be held accountable. Let me tell you what has happened in the same jurisdiction.
All right, let's hear it.
U.S. District Judge Henry E. Autry on Tuesday sentenced a man to life in prison for selling heroin and fentanyl that killed a Florissant, Missouri man in 2018. Wheeling Kennedy, who was 50 years old in St. Louis County, was convicted by a jury in May, distribution of a controlled substance that resulted in the death. 2 counts of distributing fentanyl and 1 count of being a felon in possession of a firearm. And he got life. Life. You've got 3 homicides.
You hear that shit right there? Ooh wee!
Oh my God!
Sides here. Convicted by a jury in May, distribution of a controlled substance that resulted in the death. 2 counts of distributing fentanyl and 1 count of being a felon in possession of a firearm. And he got life. Life. You've got 3 homicides here. 3 deaths created at the hands of another. If you look at statute 565.021 in Missouri, this act modifies the crime of murder in the second degree by adding language, making a person who is knowingly and unlawfully manufactures, delivers, or distributes fentanyl or a fentanyl-related substance, and thereafter the controlled substance is caused in fact of the death of another person who uses it or consumes it. And it's not a defense that the defendant did not directly deliver or distribute the fentanyl. In other words, you can do it directly or indirectly.
Yeah, they did. Fluffles, I do remember seeing a family member speak out about that, specifically saying that they were contacted for the phone, and I believe that was for David Harrington, or no, Ricky Johnson. It was for Ricky Johnson. They were reached out to by investigators to get into the phone, so they definitely got access to that. Again, I don't know if they are buckling up for an arrest, waiting for somebody to get out and make a move. I have no idea. Again, this could be an out-of-state ordeal where maybe, you know, when they went through the phones or went through, who knows who else's phones they're going through or they're watching. There's something going on, right? It's just weird. It's weird. It's still open as a death investigation at this point. Why not just have it? Why not close it off to an overdose if that's not the case, right? That's how I'm looking at it right now. So what's going on? What's going to happen?
Distributes fentanyl or a fentanyl-related substance, and thereafter the controlled substance is caused in fact of the death of another person who uses it or consumes it. And it's not a defense that the defendant did not directly deliver or distribute the fentanyl. In other words, you can do it directly or indirectly. And so it's murder in the second degree. These are big time cases. And when you have 3 victims, they can all be sentenced consecutively. So whether it's federal or state, he could be looking at a long, long, long prison sentence. So what are they going to do? They're going to take his devices. I have a murder case that I'm going into next week.
All right. So hold up real quick and listen to what he is saying, because this dude is so knowledgeable. No bullshit. I promise you. His name is Bruce Rivers. You can look him up. He is a very good lawyer. He has beat murder cases before. This dude is a beast of a defense. He knows what goes on in these legal cases. He's calling it. That's why I wanted to watch this with you guys, so we could kind of get a look at the process of what's going on. He even referenced the case out of the same exact place. So again, listen.
Fentanyl or a fentanyl-related substance, and thereafter the controlled substance is caused, in fact, of the death of another person who uses it or consumes it. And it's not a defense that the defendant did not directly deliver or distribute the fentanyl. In other words, you can do it directly or indirectly. And so it's murder in the second degree. These are big time cases. And when you have 3 victims, they can all be sentenced consecutively. So whether it's federal or state, he could be looking at a long, long, long prison sentence. So what are they going to do? They're going to take his devices. I have a murder case that I'm going into next week.
They're taking everything.
The cops can't even get into the iPhone. So, and we tried and we couldn't get into it. Very difficult to get into some of these devices. Wouldn't be surprised if this PhD senior scientist has his devices encrypted and you can't get into them. Not sure if that's the case, but the cops are going to have to link the drugs that they took to the drugs that Mr. Willis either manufactured or gave to them. So he's going to have to, they're going to have to prove that he's responsible. Okay. So where is Mr. Willis now? Mr. Willis is in, therapy. He's getting drug treatment. Now, they can't really arrest him right now. And so this is one of the things that I tell my clients to do. So if they do wind up charging him, one of the things that he'll be up for bail, right? And so if you can point to something that he's doing positive,
yeah, right after this call, I got
treatment. He's not a risk of
right after this video. Yeah, I'm opening the lines. I got you.
Flight. He's here to answer the call, and because he's in treatment, he's a less of a danger to the public than he otherwise would be. So you send your client into dry dock, basically, that's what we call it sometimes, and get their treatment under their belt for 2 purposes: 1, for bail, and number 2, if there is any kind of departure requested, you can make it based upon the offender getting treatment. However, it's kind of like putting a Band-Aid on a cancer patient. You've got a situation where you've got 3 homicides, 3 deaths. He ain't getting probation. I don't care how great he does in treatment. He's not getting probation if they're able to link it up. And that's what they're going to have.
So if they're able to link it up.
Situation where you've got 3 homicides, 3 deaths. He ain't getting probation. I don't care how great he does in treatment. He's not getting probation if they're able to link it up. And that's what they're going to have to do. One of the things that you're going to see now, and it may not even matter that they get his devices, because they're going to have the devices for the other 3 men, right?
Exactly.
And so these men are, I guarantee you these men are talking. I guarantee you these men are talking to Jordan.
Oh my God. I'm sitting here. We talked about the digital footprint, but we never really dove into what it means if they got into those phones and seen communication with Jordan, Alex, any of them, and it has information about getting any type of drugs, allegedly. Now, I'm saying this, I don't know this to be true. I'm just talking about investigative techniques and the possibles of what are going on. Again, we are just from the we're from the outside looking in and using everything that we've learned from all the cases that we have followed in the past. I know from cases that I followed in the past, that's exactly what they do. So I don't even know why I don't even jump in that bag. This is again, a certain circumstance. Like you got 3 guys out back. There's no obvious signs of trauma on them. But then again, we hear this left hook come out of nowhere about on the Nancy Grace podcast with Jonathan Price on there about bodies possibly being dragged. And it was just worded pretty weird. Again, I have a video coming out on that. There's a lot of different weird. It's just the weird things that I see, and I point out a lot of that in there. So,
or at least one of them was. That's why they were there. So,
for money or drugs.
If we look at this logically, if you believe, some of the things that are being said, and it's so early, it's difficult to say, but let's just fucking go with it. Let's just speculate because that's what we're doing. We're waxing philosophic, right? But logic would tell you, you've got the chemist, you've got the guys who are looking to party. They go over to his house, they party, they die, and he fucked up. The chemist fucked up here, and they fucked up because died of a fentanyl overdose. Guys and gals, let me tell you something. Fentanyl is very serious, and you don't want to even try it because you don't know what you're getting. The chemist here is, if they can link it up, it's going to be a real problem for him. So the thing that I would look at here is 2 things. One, you get the toxicology. Number 2, you look at the devices and you see the communication going back and forth. I guarantee you there's communication with Willis beforehand. Hey, buddy, you mind if we come over? You got some good shit? Or, there's going to be some, oh yeah, what are you in the mood for? Yeah, I can put something together for you.
Oh my God. Bing bang. Hold up. Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Do the police have Jordan Willis cornered right now in this type of situation? Allegedly. I don't know this to be true, but is this what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Is it? It's definitely a possibility. I know that Bruce Rivers knows his shit. He's been in the game way too long. He's been in the game way too long. Hold up. Let me scroll down here in chat. He has been in the game again, way too long. You said Bruce is a sailor. It's hilarious. Hold up. What is this at? What is going on here? You've done that. All right. There we are. You said, now I understand what I said. Now I know. Oh, you know? Thank you. Yeah, no, I appreciate you. Welcome to the Rev Game family. Appreciate the love. Arlene says, I believe so. Alex, listen to me. Gigi says, Alex came late and left at midnight again. Why would he need a lawyer? Macy says, I think cornered would be a legit statement. Miss Kravitz, what's going on? No, it's me, V. They wouldn't have picked him up in rehab. I don't even want to. I have no idea because I haven't heard of anybody getting picked up in rehab, so I can't really answer that. I feel this is a very informative video. I'm with you on that, Angelica. We're gonna finish watching this because he's been dropping some gems here on possibly what's going on behind the scenes right now and why it is how it is. Because if they went into their phones, right, and they see messages to Jordan like he's talking about, actually, that is smart thinking, and I'm glad he's doing that. And he's using that from experience of being a defense lawyer like he is, from all the shit that he's seen. He goes to their phones and they're hitting him up like, yeah, man, let's get fucked up. You got that good stuff, man. Yeah, I'm rolling over tonight. We'll get it going tonight when he come by. It's like that. Like he was just saying. And he's absolutely right about that. Now, I'm not saying he's right about it in this case, but it does most likely happen like that all the time within people's phones, when talking to your friend. Yeah, I'm gonna come over and get fucked up. You got that good shit? Yeah, man. All right, I'm on my way. I'll make sure I pull some money out the ATM, and that's how it is. That's how it goes down. Bada bing, bada boom. They're over there getting it in. It's sad, and people are losing their lives to this drug war. We got to fight this drug war. And I know that there's maybe people in here right now with addictions. A lot of us have struggled with addictions, but you got to continue to win the war. Did it happen again? What do you mean, Jenny?
Chemist here is if they can link it up, it's going to be a real problem for him. So the thing that I would look at here is two things. One, you get the toxicology. Number two, you look at the devices and you see the communication going back and forth. You know, I guarantee you there's communication with Willis beforehand. Hey,
exactly. He says, I guarantee that there was communication with Willis beforehand. You're not just going over to somebody's house. I mean, you could, but there is a reason they were found dead with 3 times the amount in their system. Just saying. And they were at his house in his backyard. That is the weirdest part to me about this whole case still. 43 hours. I could see someone sleeping for 15, 18 at most. But 43, absolutely not. No way. And who shoveled your driveway?
buddy, you mind if we come over? You got some good shit? Or, you know, there's going to be some, oh yeah, what are you in the mood for? Yeah, I can put something together for you. I guarantee you there will be those kinds of conversations going on. And all of a sudden they show up and all of a sudden they overdose. You know, it's a circumstantial case, right? Because they don't have a video of him actually giving the drugs, of course not. And 2 days goes by. 2 days go by where nobody is. I mean, these guys are sitting on the fucking yard for 2 days, you know? And so, you know, what was he doing in those 2 days? I guarantee he was probably using, no question about it. And he probably got rid of anything that would have been of evidentiary value. But he can't get rid of the text messages that may prove the government's case against Mr. Willis on the devices of the people who passed away.
What's going on? Thank you, Justin.
So let's just finish the interview and see what else he has, what Mr. Caleb McGeaney has to say.
And who is the one that needs to be held responsible?
What's going on? Welcome
Where
to
did
the
it come
stream,
from?
Matthew.
The police are doing their job. If it takes time, it takes time. I will never tell them they're not doing what they should be doing. They're doing the best they can. It takes time.
Yes.
Because you want it to be correct at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. And that's what I hope, is when at the end of the day it comes out correct.
You know, I don't think I've ever seen somebody on camera speak with a more measured tone and really a more appropriate tone, honestly. So Caleb, I think, has it right, and he's grieving the loss of his cousin.
I told you, I felt like he was just angry and upset, and Bruce Rivers called that out as soon as he came on. He goes, yeah, he's mad. And then now he's saying, right here, you hear the words he's saying? He believes Caleb. He believes Caleb has the inside information, and he's believing it at face value of what Caleb is saying.
Bing bang. Oh my God. Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Get back into those juicy details. Bruce, let everybody know, you know, sometimes what happens. Allegedly.
Because you want it to be correct at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. And that's what I hope, is when at the end of the day it comes out correct.
You know, I don't think I've ever seen somebody on camera speak with a more measured tone and really a more appropriate tone, honestly. So Caleb, I think, has it right, and he's grieving the loss of his cousin, and same with April Mahoney. But you think about that, three guys are dead, and yeah, this sounds like it's going to be Willis's fault, but it's also the fault of the three of them too, honestly. You know, and I'm not saying that in a crass fashion. I'm just saying you got to be more careful getting drugs from a guy like Willis.
Hold up. So you're saying Caleb said Clayton didn't do drugs? Is that what you're saying?
He must know what he's doing. He's got a PhD. Bullshit. You don't know what the fuck you're putting in your body unless it comes from a good source. And I've never seen anything that takes your freedom, takes your money, takes your health, but God damn it, I got to have more of it. And that's what drugs are, especially like meth or fentanyl. People get addicted to it, and heroin. Those drugs are just so destructive. And so if you're thinking about doing anything like that, think again. Why don't you just have a glass of wine and sit the fuck down? I hate to be preachy, but I hate to see, look at 3 strong, good-looking young men, lives cut short by drugs. Totally unnecessary. And it really does. I mean, the picture is sort of painted, right? Bing bang. Get what the tenor of this is. In the next few weeks, the actual results will come out. There will be some forensics done on the devices. And then the district attorney will put together a case, or the U.S. attorney, because this is a high-profile case. The U.S. attorney might put something together. Distribution can be just as simple as giving something away. You don't have to get something for money. You don't have to sell you drugs for it to be distribution. I can just give it to you. And guess what? I give you the drug, you die, I'm on the fucking hook. That's the law of the land everywhere. In Minnesota, the state statute's a little bit less. It's called third-degree murder. But in Missouri, it's second-degree murder. So it's like felony murder. So it just seems to me that if you are going to go party, go party.
He knows. I get the MRI this week. I seen that question in the chat. But yes, they know. He knows Missouri law. I could tell. He's all over the place. This guy is, by the way.
Missouri, it's second-degree murder. So it's like felony murder.
So he said, hold up. I want to hear what he said about that again.
Get something for money. You don't have to sell you drugs for it to be distribution. I can just give it to you. Right. And guess what? I give you the drug, you die, I'm on the fucking hook. Exactly. That's the law of the land everywhere. In Minnesota, the state statute's a little bit less. It's called third-degree murder. Okay. But in Missouri, it's second-degree murder. So it's like felony murder.
So second-degree murder. It's second-degree murder if you... Is that what he is? That's basically what he's saying. If you supplied a drug that took someone's life, it's second-degree murder. So how, if that's the case, how could someone ever even come out with a comment like it's 100% not a homicide, ladies and gentlemen? Okay. Okay, Pickens, this is not a homicide. Okay. I mean, what is going on here? If that's the case and what he's saying is correct, I'm just speaking on what he's saying in this video, by the way. I'm not saying that I believe it, but I'm saying that some of what he's saying is possibly true and what is going on behind the scenes. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
So it just seems to me that if you are going to go party, go party. I'm smoke a little weed. I have no problem with that. But when you're taking stuff and putting it in your body that you don't know where the fuck it came from, and if it's coming from Mexico, you don't know where it came from. If it's coming, if somebody else is making something, fucking for sure don't put it in your body. Just do the right thing. And don't be, like these guys and, all of a sudden disappoint all your loved ones with your death. It's just fucking not cool. Anyway, so we'll keep following this story, and it is interesting. But you watch. They're gonna get the digital stuff. They're gonna match that up with the autopsy and the toxicology, and they're gonna arrest Mr. Willis. That's what's gonna happen. I'd be shocked if that didn't happen in this case. So we'll see you next time here in Criminal Lawyer Reacts. I'm Bruce Rivers.
Criminal Lawyer Reacts, right? I'm looking at the cases that he's done now. He's got a lot of shit. Wow, he's got a lot of stuff. That's a good video. I mean, what is your thoughts on it? I'm gonna open up the lines 219-885-9693. I want to hear from you guys. What's going on? T-REV, stop using the vape. It's so not good for your lungs. I know they said that about cigarettes, but that felt worse. I don't know. Nicotine. It's just the nicotine. So yeah, all gonna come together. 480. What's going on? You're live.
Hello. This is
Yes,
Monique. How are you?
I'm hanging in there.
Hi. I'm doing okay. There's a lot of things I want to talk because this case is really driving me crazy a little bit too. But I just find it so interesting that there was so many people, so many cases where you had 3 or more people dying at a party, at a house party, or at a hotel, or somewhere, friends getting together trying to get some coke, and they all found dead. But they making a big issue out of this Kansas City 3 fans for some reason. And just like, what about the other people? Just in November you had at least 6 groups of people in Denver, Colorado, who died. It was 3 or 4 people in the room, and they all died from fentanyl overdose. But they're making a big issue out of this. Another thing, this chemist, he might have been the guy in school that got the drugs, so he might even be doing it now. But I doubt it very seriously if he had that type of fentanyl in his possession in his basement, because he would be dead. There's no way. Fentanyl, like I said, you have police officers, you have doctors who have died from just smelling the fentanyl. And for him to have the lethal doses like that in his basement, that he wouldn't survive. He wouldn't be here right now to talk about it. I really believe that they were all out partying. They were sitting around getting high, drinking, and he might have known somebody where to get it at, and it was already pre-mixed, because the pre-mix that you have to have on the right gear. You can't just go in, be in your basement mixing some shit together. It doesn't work that way. And they would have found evidence of it in his basement when they went in that day. It ain't nothing you could just clean up right away. It's going to be traces of it. It's going to be a strong odor of it in the room. So I doubt it very seriously if he mixed that stuff together himself.
Yeah, but what's going on? Like, why isn't the case closed up? Why is the death investigation still? That's the thing and I think that's why he speculated the way he did in that video that we just watched with Bruce Rivers. I think that he speculated that way because the case is still open as a death investigation, and he's not an idiot. If you go look at that man's resume, he's actually a very good lawyer, top notch.
I'm not doubting him. I watched this lawyer. I love his show, but honestly.
But it's not to say that his speculation. I do, before you touch on it, I do want to say it's not that I'm saying his speculation is 100% true. I'm just saying he made a lot of good points, and it kind of adding up with why why is it still open as a death investigation? I still feel like there's still something to come from left field and some new information.
Right. It is a death investigation because I believe somebody sold it to them. So the person, because you had in that area alone, you had multiple deaths right there in the same area that these 3 guys come from.
Correct.
So somebody is out there, and this chemist, if you think about it, you got all these other people dying in the area from the same thing. He didn't go sell it all to them. You know what I'm saying? This man was not the type of man. He wasn't a street drug dealer. So they went and got it from somebody else that's killing all the. Because what was it? At least 8 people in the area who died from the same thing, the fentanyl overdose. This man was not a drug dealer like that. If he was, it would have been known. It would have been out there like that. So somebody sold that to them, and that's what they probably investigated. They probably want to know who your contact was, and this man was too smart for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he would never have. I can't see him mixing fentanyl and cocaine together and giving it to his friends. I can't see it. And you also said something, you don't believe that he slept for 2 days. I honestly tell you, I personally know people who have slept off some bad fentanyl for 2. This one girl, I know she slept for 36 hours because I kept watching her. I was monitoring. She was at my house. Her friend slept for 2 days because they had some bad fentanyl. I have personally witnessed this. And I know this because it scared me for the fact that I kept checking on her, and I was like, "Is she okay?" But she was still breathing.
Wow.
But she couldn't wake up. And then after a couple, like the second day, I'm like, "Should I get her to the hospital?" And then she started kind of like groggily, kind of like waking up a little bit. But I've known people who have slept. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to lie to you about this. I've known people who actually done this. They slept for 2 days. So I believe, and I doubt if he was still getting up, still getting high. people keep saying, "Oh, he was probably getting high." I doubt it. If the fentanyl was that strong, he wasn't still sitting up smoking tooting no powder with no fentanyl in it, because he would have died. Trust me. I believe he got that bad dosage from somebody else. They had been partying all day, and they probably had some good coke that day. And then late on that night, they ran into this guy. This man was probably like, "Shit, I'm gonna mix this shit up because I ain't, trying to cut it up a little bit so he can sell it to him." And he sold him that bad batch of cocaine. They probably, I almost believe that they were getting high the most of the day. They wasn't doing it early. They didn't have the same batch early today. I believe they had some good coke, and then at the end of the evening, they called the guy back and got some bad coke. So with their
my thing is,
believe,
what's with the guinea pig comments and shit like that? I just feel like you have to know a little bit of something to throw that out there so confidently. You know what I mean? And and that's kind of what Bruce was touching up on. He believes Caleb just for the fact, like, look how he came out for him. He didn't hold nothing back. I feel like he said what he had to say, and he said it confidently. I don't know what the smoke was there, but that's how I was looking at it. Crazy.
They throwing too much at this guy. I don't know. I just can't wait for all to come out. Like I said, I've been paying attention to this case. I've been watching it, but I also noticed in that area there's been a lot more killings. A lot of more people have died from fentanyl overdose. And if he was that type of it evidently came from the same person. Somebody brought it in. Right. I believe that same person brought it in. And I doubt it if he had that type of traffic coming to his house and people getting drugs. I just doubt it very seriously. And they probably investigating who he got it from. So that's what his phone record is going to detail: who he called and where he get it from, where he got his sources from. So they can make an arrest to the right person, not him. And then again, too, people need to start holding these other guys accountable for their actions. They all were partying. They all want to get high, and they know the consequences of drugs. I mean, you can do any type of drugs. They don't have any fentanyl, and it can kill you. So for them I believe they need to hold these drug dealers accountable, but for them not to give them life sentences because these guys chose to go out and want to get high, I don't think that's fair. And I'm totally against drugs, but I just don't think it's fair that they want to hold these guys accountable for something that somebody else decided they want to go do. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. That's all I have to say on this matter. I enjoy your show. I love you.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
You're so good. Thank you very much.
I appreciate you calling in. Thank you for being a voice in the community. Thank you for sharing your thoughts and opinions with us. I don't think this ain't the end of this. I think we're gonna hear something. Next, we're gonna hear an arrest. If not, at least, like I said, an announcement about it being an overdose and they're closing the case. But something's gonna come out.
Yeah. Something's
Mark my
going to
word.
be an arrest. I just don't think it'll be him. I think it's going to be somebody else.
We'll see.
But, yeah.
We'll see how it happens. I appreciate you calling in. Thank you for being a voice in the community. Make sure you lock your doors before you go to bed tonight. God bless you and your family, man. Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
God bless. Shout out to her. Make sure you lock your doors, though. Man. I'm with you on this, TF20. You said, Trev, who gave him the information before it came out of the tox report? That's the same thing I was saying. Remember the guy said, one of these men were my uncle, and this was lace fentanyl. That was well before the tox came out. 916, you're in the mix. Talk to me. What is the explanation of nephew knowing that fentanyl was laced? What are your opinions on that? How was that known?
That Matthew knew that.
How was that known beforehand?
Exactly.
I like that it's being brought up in chat. I think that it's a good topic to touch up on because we want to know. Let me pull this up. We want to know who this is or how they knew, because it says Jordan Willis killed my uncle. He didn't freeze to death. He was laced. He needs to do time. And there's more. There's another comment. Not only that comment, there's another one that specifically says they were laced with fentanyl. What's your thoughts on that?
Well,
knowing that before it actually came out.
Well, no, okay. Well, number one, that's speculation on his part. It's probably pretty good speculation. It's probably just pretty good logic, but that's not what I want to talk about. To the caller that just called in, I agree about like the 75% of what she said. Number one, I think it's important that we also have access to the three, and I'm going to call them victims because that's how I feel, phones. I mean, how do we, I do think that Jordan is one that supplied it, but we're not quite sure. And so in order to prosecute Jordan,
right,
which I think that he's going to be the one, I think that he supplied it, we need to make sure we have access to their phones, the three victims. So I know because I called the detective. But let me ask you before I tell you, do we have access? Did we unblock? Did we get access to their phones? I'm going to see if you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. They got access to their
The
phones.
three victims, we got access.
Not us, but we know police to have 100%. Hell yeah, they were calling up asking their family members for passwords. Yeah, they got access.
But they couldn't get the passwords.
Well, we don't know
Remember?
that. Who said that they couldn't get the passwords? They just called and asked for the password. They're going to get in that phone regardless.
Well, I can confirm to you right now that I called 2 nights ago because I was like, you know what? I have an idea of what the passcode might be. And so I called the tip line and I got the detective, and they told me, they confirmed that they have access to the phones. I told them, I said, we're part of a crime community channel on YouTube and about 60,000 strong, and so we're interested. We want to know who sold this.
That's awesome. I think that's awesome. You did that, and they said they had access.
Yes, the woman answered, and she said we have access. I'm
Good
like,
job.
okay.
I'm glad you got
So
somebody.
now, that being said, listen. In no way, shape, or form do I think these three men. I'm going to say two things. These three men, in my gut, did not have the experience with a lot of.
I'm actually kind of blown away that you were told that.
Well, how I'm seeing. You know me, man.
I get, but it's still though. It's kind of interesting that somebody confirmed with you that they got in their phones.
Correct.
On an investigation. I'm surprised you even got that out of somebody. That's actually pretty
well. I'm an accepted to law school. I'm a researcher. That's what I do for fun. I go in math. I got that cerebral brain. So bottom line is I called to the detectives. I got them, and I said, I have an idea of what the passcodes could be for one or of these three men, because my ex-boyfriend worked with their age, and it was a Eddie Van Halen or song. It was called OU812, and it's a song. It's Eddie Van Halen, and that was his ATM code. And she's like, well, that's pretty good. She's like, we actually have access to the phones. I'm like, you do? She's like, yeah.
Bing bang.
And I said, okay, well, fair enough. I just, listen, we're a crime community on YouTube, blah, 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 blah. And so she said, okay. And, it was a short phone call. It wasn't, But anyway, my point is that they have access. So what I want to say is that, and no, I do not believe that these three men, not at all, were used to taking, like, drugs, like, a lot of drugs. I don't believe that. I think they went in there. I think they were rather inexperienced, maybe like occasional, coke takers. And I think that they had absolutely were not ready to be knocked off their ass on this stuff. Hence the reason why they died immediately. I'll tell you who had some experience was, in my opinion, his own dealer, with Jordan. And that's because, that's my feeling, that's why he didn't die, and that's why he passed out for 2 days, basically, and was able to live through it. These guys did not do recreational drugs to die. That's homicide. That's homicide. So you're trying to tell me that your daughter, your young daughter, 15 years old, goes out and takes a hit of weed, and we're going to make her accountable because it was laced with fentanyl, or she takes at a party as, you know, a roofie or whatever they do, these kids. And so we're going to say, hey, you need to take responsibility for yourself for doing that drug.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're going to put that on them? No, I don't think so.
There's still a lot of weird shit though in here.
Like
With this
what?
case,
Tell me what?
it's a lot of weird stuff. I mean,
I know.
as far as like it's still being open as a death investigation, toxicology reports are back. What is going on? Are they on someone's bumper right now, like we think they
Check
are?
this out.
I mean, you heard what Bruce Rivers just said. I mean, that pretty much, and that guy's dealt with a lot of different cases. So I'm gonna go with a knowledgeable person on this and say that he made some great points there. Does it 100% mean that's what's going on? No, but I bet some of that's going on. Definitely the phones.
Well, you're right.
And well, you got to think about this. If they're gonna go party over at and hang out with Jordan and go to this game or whatever, supposedly, there is gonna be some conversation within some text messages. You're not just showing up to somebody's house. What's up, Jordan? Let's go. What's up? You know what I mean? Like, let me spawn in, coke out the fucking sky, and skip fly in. We're gonna, you know, it doesn't work that way. So there's definitely some communication about where this drug came from and who delivered it. You know,
But and that's exactly why I was saying that, you know, we need to have access to the 3 men that died to make sure that they're not the ones that were calling their source saying, hey, you know, I want to make sure that these 3 guys are not the ones that called for the source. In my opinion, Jordan's one, it came from his source. And the only reason why he lived is because he had some experience with having a little bit of fentanyl in his coke, because it was his supplier and he was able to metabolize it. And that's my opinion. And I think I'm right. I think I'm totally right.
you may be on the money with that.
And I'm telling you, I mean, they are accountable. No fucking way, shape, or form. If you have like a 15-year-old daughter and she took a pill and you want to make her accountable, like, oh, she should be accountable that she died because there was fentanyl in that pill. No, we got a problem there. So I disagree with that. And by the way, when I called the detective, I don't know if she was the detective, but she was like, okay, she was like part of the group. She didn't sound overly interested.
Wow.
She didn't sound overly interested. Yeah. And that's the problem that has been with this police station the entire time, is that they're not overly fucking interested.
Wow.
And I don't know why.
Interesting.
You know? I mean, she was interested, but she was like not that interested. So, you know, all right. That's about it.
What? Oh, no. We'll see.
What we got?
I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna move on to the next caller, Fluffles, but I appreciate you. Appreciate your thoughts. That I don't know how you got that out of the officer that you did talk to, as far as them getting in the phones. But damn, I'm surprised. Like usually that's behind the cuff until an investigation's over with, and they don't tell people stuff like that. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm a professional.
I'm just blown away that you were able to get that information. But I appreciate you calling in. Thank you for being a voice in the community. And like I always say, lock your doors. God bless
100.
you. Shout out to Fluffles. I appreciate the call. And if you want to call in, it's 219-885-9693. If you want to hear from me, what are your thoughts and opinions on this? 470, you're on the show. Talk to us. What is going on?
I don't know how always I get you, but I love you so much. This is Cracker Cold Case.
What's going on? You got what's going on?
Stop speculating. They went to a party.
You got echo. You got an echo. My headphones are on and I can hear it so bad. And I know if I hear it, they hear it. We all hear it, and it's just bad. And I want you to be heard. But not only do I want you to be heard, I want the audio to be clean so people are not.
So listen, they went to a party. They went to watch a game. And somebody put out some lines and they got the fentanyl. It's the way it's happening. Read what's going on in this country. The fentanyl is everywhere. You don't know when you're going to get it and when you're not. Nobody tried to kill nobody. I don't know about them being outside. I don't know what the hell is going on with that. I want to know. Here's what I want to know. What are you talking about with the driveway being shoveled? Because I missed that completely.
I'm saying now, but did somebody drive? Who shoveled the sidewalks? Who shoveled the driveway? I see the shovels. I can see the driveway, or not the driveway, but the sidewalk looks shoveled to me from what I'm looking at. But,
Completely. I missed that completely.
you know,
So I know their cars were out front and they were covered in snow for 2 days. But the driveway and the walk was all cleared off.
I don't know if it was fully cleared off, but
Okay.
but
I just missed that.
when I look at certain clips, though,
Mhm.
you know, hold on, let me actually go back.
Yeah, I'm curious about that because I missed it and I'm kind of embarrassed that I did because I didn't even notice that.
No, it does show certain parts, but yeah, I mean the driveway was shoveled off in clips that I looked at, yes. But
Yeah,
as
so
far as
I'd
that
be
night,
curious who did it, who cleaned off the driveway.
It's-
And yeah, of course, it's odd that he didn't see them outside. That's really odd. But I don't think anybody tried to kill anybody. I was posting earlier. I had 2 friends like 3 weeks ago, like people I know that helped me out. I do a lot of work for the elderly, and they were found dead. They did the Narcan, revived them, and the one guy's the same age as me, 53, and he's laying in a nursing home right now. They just went to do some coke with some friends, and this shit is everywhere.
yeah,
And you don't see it. You can't see it. You don't know that you're going to do a line that's laced with fentanyl.
that's true.
And that's the thing that kills me. Everybody's saying somebody killed them and he did it on purpose. I just do not believe that for a second. He went into rehab because his lawyer told him to.
Yeah,
Without a doubt.
yeah, was that a move on his lawyer's part? The whole rehab move?
Yes, without a doubt. His lawyer told him right away, go to rehab. Yeah, that's keeping him out of the light right now. They're not going to arrest him when he's that's a cover his ass move. But anyhow, I was curious about the driveway. I'm going to look that up. And I just wanted everybody to know they are not going to tell you, T-REV, you know this. You are a reporter. You tell everybody like it is. They are not going to give you that information.
Yeah.
So nobody knows what really happened. And we're never going to know what really happened unless we have an inside.
I was kind of blown away to hear Fluffles tell me in that last call that she was told that they got into their phones. I was like, what?
But she might be talking to somebody, and that's how you do it. All you sleuthers that are listening right now, all you awesome people that can solve so many cases, you have to get out there and put yourself out there and talk to these people. You can get a lot of information.
It's a fact. You do gotta dig in. Everybody is human. Sometimes people talk more than they're supposed to.
Right. But you can do yourself. I mean, there's called something the Freedom of Information Act. Anything that's in that act, we can all get records to it. Just you have to take the time to do it. Stop speculating and get the facts. That's what I got to say tonight. Stop speculating, everybody, and let's everybody go find the facts because we can find them. We just have to take the time to do it.
She definitely is, Melanie, for sure. I'll give her.
Bing bong. This is Christine with Crack a Cold Case, but you rock, bye.
I appreciate you.
We love you, and you are making a difference.
Well, I appreciate the love from you guys. Thank you.
We love you back. Oh, wait. Where's my bada bing and my oh my god? Because I figured out how to become a member.
Oh my God!
Thank you. I love you.
You're welcome. God bless. Lock your doors too. If you want to call in, it's 219-885-9693. Make sure you call me in. Lines are wide open. The floodgates are open. Let's hear it from you. Not an open investigation. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's closed. Like, I'm sorry, but in any case that I know, no fucking detective is going to tell you anything with a case that is. I'm sorry. There's an investigation going on. They're not going to tell you. That's my opinion. Especially if there's possible charges. 860, you're on the show. What's going on? You're live.
Hey, what's going on, baby? What's going on?
What's going on, man?
Hey, this is Joey Ferrari, East Coast, baby. I love you. I love you.
What's going on, Joey? What's up, man?
Oh, man. You kidding me? I got so much love from your people. Man,
let's hear it,
who's
Joey.
for president?
Talk to me.
Oh, man. It showed my mother. She says, holy shit, this people more crazier than you. I love it. I love it.
You're crazy.
Hey, listen, man.
I want to hear from you tonight. Detective Stokey Pickens wants to hear your take on this case about the Kansas City 3. I want you to pitch it to me right here, okay?
You better believe it, baby. Listen to me. I got this thing figured out. Before I called you, they said, "Oh, my son didn't do no drugs," and that's what I went with. You know what I'm saying? I told you. I said this guy tried to knock him out and fuck him in the ass. That's what happened, man. I'm telling you. I'm still sticking with my case. Think about it. Man. This guy went Bill Cosby on these guys.
I know you're wild. You want to know why I know you're trolling? Because just for the simple fact that me and you both know that they'd pull DNA out your ass.
They did?
They would.
Well, I don't know if they did. I mean, was there Vaseline? Was it pears? I don't know what's going on, you know?
But
listen,
again,
man.
it's Detective Stokey Pickens with the David Lona Police Department. Again, I tell you, they would pull DNA out their ass. That's just how it is.
Wait a minute. We don't know. We don't know if he went through it.
The CIA. I know these things.
Oh man, I'm telling you, something's going on over here, big time. Look at this. They're protecting this guy. He went Charlie Sheen on this shit, man. He's going into a rehab for what? Listen, it's ABC, baby. Look at this. Look at this. 3 guys, and there's 3 times the amount of fucking shit in there to kill somebody, right? What do he do? You looked at one guy, he goes, okay, I got to put a little bit over here. I got to put a little bit over here. Oh, this guy's fat. I got to put a little more over here. He put this shit in and bada boom, bada bing. He freaking said I'm knocking him out and pulling a Bill Cosby, you know? He went Jeffrey Dahmer on their ass. He killed him.
Man, you sound like one of the old Jerky Boy segments. You know, one of the guys on the Jerky Boys that you kick my
Jerky
dog.
Boy.
Come over to my house and you kick my dog. Your daughter.
Nah, man. Hey, I'm Italian. This is the way I speak all the time. This is me. Man, forget about it. Let me tell you, you're the man. You're the myth. You're the magic. You know what I'm saying? I'm calling you for my voice. It's like a shot heard around the world.
You're damn
I'm
right.
telling you, this
Talk
is
to him, Joey. Tell him what happened here at this scene, at this location that we're looking at on the screen. Let him know one more time, man.
Listen to me. Listen, look at this guy, Chris Cuomo. He brings a lawyer on freaking his TV show over there. Look at that guy's head. He looks like freaking, Wolfman Jack over there. What is this fucking guy? Forget about it. This guy can get you off a freaking speeding ticket. You know what I'm saying? Forget it. This fucking guy, you got a gay 3 homicide murder over here. What the fuck is going on? Look, I could dismantle this guy if I was the DA in 2 seconds over there. Wait a minute. You slept for 48 hours. I'm drinking with my buddies. 48 hours. I ain't going to take a piss in the shit. Man, where are we sleeping? And that freaking thing should have been full of piss and shit. What do we see? The guy comes out outside over there. They got him in handcuffs, clean underwear. I got him. Oh, he's got noise canceling, headphones. Why? Where the hell is he living over here? Middle of freaking New York City, Manhattan? Forget about it. This guy's living in the freaking country. Who's going to keep him up? An owl? No. It's the phone ringing. The people go, where's my peoples, you know? It's full of shit. I mean, it's crazy.
Who? Aptar. This is Kirpar. No, who? Aptar? No, I remember that. Yeah, that's classic.
Oh, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Get a load of this.
Yeah.
It takes 2 days. 2 days for this chick. She goes in and she breaks in the house. She said Jordan was not on the couch, all right? 2 days. Are you kidding me? I'm on the East Coast, man. You're missing for 1 freaking night, man. Forget about it. These chicks are hunting for your ass. Where are you? 2 days? Holy shit. Man, if I was missing 1 night, my old lady be going across town going, holy shit, where is it? You know where I'd be? Darlene's. This chick's got the biggest tits in town. Forget about it. This case is gone bullshit. He's got buddies in high places, man. Now he's over here hiding in some freaking goddamn... I'm hearing some ding-a-ling-ding-ding. I don't know what's going on. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is, I'm still sticking with my case. This guy, look at his head. Look at that guy's head.
You're sticking from the first story that you called and you said this was a men's get together.
I said there was no drugs involved.
You said these guys got together over here at this house and we're having an intimate get together. That's what you were saying.
Yeah, no. I said, he slipped something in the drinks. That's the first thing. And he did. It wasn't the same shit. He slipped it into the drugs, man. This guy wanted to knock him out. This is gay freaking shit. I'm telling you, this guy, I mean, if the FBI got into the freaking, his computer and shit, they get him. They get him. Because there's something going on around here. Everybody's going, they want the answers. You're never going to get the answers. Think about it. They're hiding this guy. This guy's a freak show. I mean, look at his head, man. You got the high school photo over there. This guy looks like Liberace shorts on freaking goddamn steroids. Forget about it. He's gay. Forget about it. This was a gay-motivated crime. This guy was a gay professor from Gilligan's Island. You know what I'm saying? I've seen enough of freaking Columbo freaking thing. This guy, oh, man, forget about it. Man, hey, Jordan, I just want to ask you one question, Jordan. That night, that house was not a fucking house. It was a rape cage. Holy shit, man. It was a gay rape cage. Jordan, I know you did it. I know you dragged the bodies out of the house. I know you did it, Jordan. You out there, Jordan. I just want to know one thing. Did the house smell like Vaseline and hot, steamy shit before you did that? Before your friends froze into a popsicle stick? You sick fuck. You're walking around the house in freaking your underwear with an empty glass of wine. Forget about it. What do you think about that, Jordan?
Oh, man. I don't know. Hopefully Jordan calls in. We appreciate you calling in, Joey. It's Joey, right?
Joey Ferrari, East Coast, of course. Hey,
Shout out from the man, Joey. East Coast. I look forward to hearing from you, man. I can't wait to hear from you. Your next thoughts on the next case that we cover. See where you are at with that one.
Oh, I'm telling you.
Breaking news. You heard it here first. Shout out to you, man. You know what I mean? Breaking news. You heard it here first. Again, Detective Stonky Picking smells a troll coming around. I always smell it. Smelt him the first night. Smelt him this night too. But damn it. All right. He said he's killing me. 865, you live. Talk to me.
Hey there. Good evening. I just wanted to share a little information with you. I called last week on this, and I wanted to share some more information with everybody. In 2023, we had over 112,000 deaths from overdose of fentanyl. And so, these three guys, it's very unfortunate what's happened with them, but we have a much, much, much bigger problem, and I know it's a huge problem for their families, and my heart goes out to them. I had mentioned before that I'm a nurse, and during surgeries and things like that, we give IV fentanyl, but we have anesthesiologists on hand in case the person stops breathing. We have them on heart monitors, everything, because it acts super fast. And one of the things that happens when you give people fentanyl is they get nauseated real fast. So if these guys took something and were running out the door because they were going to throw up, I could see that happening. And then the other guy, Jordan, just passed out on the couch, didn't even know they were out there. I can see that happening and being out for 48 hours. It's 15 times stronger than morphine. And, children little 2-year-olds are getting into it from it's sitting out on a table and a kid puts their hand on it and they get killed from it. We're seeing that happen. We have a really severe problem in this country, and we need to get the information out there. Excuse me, I'm sorry. We need to get the information out there that the dealers do not care about you. They get their money and they're on to the next. And I saw something in the news the other day about now they think the Mexican cartel is now running this through the Indian reservations, which is another real sick and sad situation happening. So I just kind of wanted to share that. And
you sound familiar.
Yeah, I talked to you last week. I'm sorry, I'm losing my voice. I talked to you last week.
You sound familiar, like I've heard you before.
You have. I've called in a couple of times, yep. And my name's Mary. So
shout out to you, Mary. Thank you. I appreciate you calling in and always enjoy your calls.
Yeah, I just but please, if people will take a look, I mentioned to you too about the looking at the websites of
yes, ma'am.
If you saw that and get that information out to people, and it breaks your heart. I mean, these are not in people's minds that think, oh, there's just somebody from the hood, getting drugs and passing out. No, this is everybody from kids to highly educated people to the average person. It's terrible. So just think, 112,000 people died last year of just the fentanyl. And the other last thing I want to say too,
and it's in all cultures too.
It's in all cultures, but it also puts our cops at risk. We've had cops here where I live had to be Narcaned when they've made a bust and they've got it on their hand or they've got it blown in their face, and the cops immediately go down and they have to use Narcan on them. I mean, it is dangerous stuff. So anybody out there using, please get help, because the next time you may do it may be the last time, or maybe the only time you've ever done it in your life, and it'll be the last time. This is no joke. And thank you for covering all this.
It really is no joke. And it's going on in a lot of households, and people don't. I think some people that haven't grew up like that maybe do not understand, or maybe now are becoming aware that in plenty of households right now as we speak, there is kids that are seeing people, family members, struggle with addiction at an early age. They're seeing, like for me, I'm only speaking for myself. I know if I seen people shooting up dope and people smoking meth in front of me at a very single digit age, eight years, as early as 8 years old. If I seen that, I know that that's going on in a lot more households now that I'm at this age. Back then, I didn't really know what was going on until I hit a certain age and knew what the drugs and what it really was. Now it started to make sense to connect what the needle was in my brother's arm and what he was actually shooting up. It started to connect what they were smoking with out of the tinfoil in the bathroom. It started to connect why they were using tire gauges and buying these little roses from 7-Eleven to smoke crack out of. It started to connect. You know what I mean? I started to connect all these different things that I seen throughout all these years. And I was like, these people are doing something and they're acting weird afterwards. They're standing at the windows. They're looking out these windows and saying the police are coming. They're saying that they're being investigated. I was jumping on my trampoline. I remember this at 9 years old. I looked over to the left and seen this guy named Country Mike, butt ass naked. He was hugging a tree branch. And I looked over at him. He's like, the police are coming for me. And this dude was naked. I'm 9 years old. This is my mom's friend. Everybody's in the house. This dude is out back, literally fucked up, tweaking off of meth.
Yeah, absolutely. And people don't realize that the average age of drug use in this country starts at between 9 and 10.
Crazy.
9 and 10 years old, drinking and drug use. And, and it's in the colleges, it's everywhere. And you may even think you're going out to a bar having a good time and somebody slips something like this in your drink. You think you're safe. And we got a really mental problem. It's not just an addiction problem. It's a mental health problem that we have in this country. And, the numbers are expected to go up from this 112,000 people. I mean, that's 112,000 families that are broken, that are absolutely broken because they lost somebody to this. And it may not even be an addiction. It may be a one-time thing. And that's so scary. And the addiction part's horrible. And I used to work for a drug and alcohol treatment program years ago when I first got out of college, and insurance would pay for that. Insurance would pay up to 6 months for treatment for people. And they would have the families come in for a week, and we would work with these people, and we would work with aftercare, and we would work with NA and AA programs. And now that got cut so long ago. I mean, 3 days into rehab or whatever it is, 7 days. Come on. We're talking lives and people's lives being destroyed, kids losing their parents losing their children, parents losing their babies. They got a babysitter that's got it sitting out on a table at their house, and they're, the 1-year-old, the 2-year-old that they're babysitting goes over and touches it.
Right.
I mean, it's crazy. And so we got a big problem, and I'm really super sorry that this happened to these people and their families, but I hope that this is a real eye-opener for us as a nation, as humanity, to say we're killing ourselves and we're killing each other over shit. And somebody's getting rich off of that. They don't care. They're on their yacht or on a vacation because they sold how much money worth of fentanyl to a group of people. And they don't give a flying F that you're burying your kid today or your dad.
Nope.
You know?
Absolutely not.
Well, and thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for sharing.
Oh man,
your
I've always
story.
especially when I can relate to something, especially when it comes to this. Now, I'm not saying
that in this story, this is how these men grew up, but I'm just speaking in general of seeing people on drugs and the addiction. And no matter what life you come from, whether you were in a rich family, the ghetto, there's drug addiction in every single walk of life, including the richest of rich, your favorite idols. There is drug addiction stories all over the world, and I'm not scared to speak about what I've seen, the addictions I've been through, anything. Period. Point blank. Period. You just can't be. You can't be.
No,
You got to share your
you have-
knowledge with people because it may help somebody.
Yeah, and we have to share. And let me tell you something else. Nurses have addictions. Doctors have addictions. We had a nurse shooting up morphine in the bathroom, caught her shooting up morphine. You know, and you see signs in people, and you don't want to. You're thinking, nah, that can't be. There'd be no way. Why are they losing weight so much? Why are they out of work so much? You know, what's going on with their personality? That can't be. Never in a million years. You know, and not asking that person, hey, what's going on with you? You know, look at their arms, look at their weight loss, look at their lack of sleep, look at their general health, what's happening to them. There's something going on. And sometimes, you know, if somebody would just reach out, you might save a life. But it takes educating yourself about this stuff.
Absolutely.
And and we need to, our government's not going to help us educate about it.
You know how many times I've been in situations where I could have overdosed because something could have been cut with fentanyl? I've been in this situation over 100 times. Guarantee it. Guarantee it that I could have died. I could have been in that one statistic that passed away from a pill cut with fentanyl. I could have been that statistic, but I'm glad I'm not. And now that I've made it through the life that I've made it through, you best believe after the things that I've learned from the research, not only that I've done, but the things that I've listened to from professionals above, and these people that I talk to, educational people, like for instance, and some people like her and some people don't, but I really do like her. I like their educational standpoint. Jennifer Coffindaffer with the FBI, I love her standpoint and the stuff that she talks about. I like that she comes down to this platform and, you know, is willing to get down into the nitty gritty with the people. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people look at her as like a mainstream figure and she's all too bad and bougie. But I can tell you this right now, Jennifer Coffindaffer has never charged me $1 a cent of anything. She's always came on this show to be educational, to answer our questions, to talk about different things. And I've learned so much just from talking and meeting and networking with the people that I have networked with. I'll tell you what, I've learned so much shit. I've learned so much.
And the people that are struggling with this and they've gotten clean and they're fairly new at being clean, you got to understand this. Old playgrounds and old playmates will kill you. You will not be able, your addiction won't be able to fight it. It's not you, it's an addiction that's happened to your brain. It's a disease process, and you cannot
They
go
want
back
you to
into
need
those
them.
situations.
I'm sorry. Somebody asked the chat. They said, anyone know why they lace drugs with fentanyl? Is it because it's more addictive? That, and not only that, they want you to need them. They want your dollar, your American dollar that you're busting your ass for, that you're grinding every day and waking up and going to work for. They want that. But no, I appreciate you calling in. Thank you for being a voice in the community. Thank you for the great conversation that you brought tonight. I appreciate you. I hope you have a blessed night. Make sure you lock your doors, stay safe, and I can't wait to hear from you again.
Thanks. God bless you too. Thanks for all you do.
Thank you. Shout out to her. Good phone call. Good phone call. 219-885-9693 if you want to talk. If not, you know, I'm good. I can read comments. We can chatter it up all night long. Elizabeth says, I see that I can buy Narcan and carry it in a case. I see someone who needs it. Else. 239, what's on your mind?
Hi, T-REV. How's it going?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Doing good. You and that last caller really, it hit me hard. Just everything that we're talking about. It's like a lot of stuff I went through, and God, how am I now? I just turned 43, and back when I was in high school and college, you know, we could go out and have a drink and take like a little pill here and there, and you never had to worry about any of that. We had never heard of the F drug or anything, and just how it just seemed like it happened overnight. Now, even just people, they've tried it for their first time. It could be people making straight A's in college, 4.2 GPAs, and they try it for their first time, and it it just absolutely kills them. So when you said that the question they asked you is why are they putting it in there? I still don't understand. They can't be doing it just for money.
I feel
Like
like
it
they're
has.
doing it for money, but and not only it's control over that person that because they're guaranteed to come back to you for the strongest shit. People they want to be known as that dealer with the strongest, the fire, the best of the best. My shit hit harder than the next guy's. That's what they want. That's the
Okay.
competition. If you know what I mean, like literally when it comes to that type of game, they're going to who has it the fastest and whose is the best. You get what I mean? And a lot of times these people are buying heroin and it's laced with fentanyl or cocaine. And sometimes the cocaine's laced with fentanyl. So they're buying a drug that they don't even know has fentanyl in it sometimes. But
So
the
how
reason
do some people live through it and some people don't? Like that's my question. Like I am so lucky. Like when you
well, they were
said,
outside. They were outside here. So Dr. Baden did make a good statement. He said that some of it was survivable or something like that if they were inside and they
so
had
the
help,
amounts they
etc.
had was survivable if they were inside.
Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because everything I had read, I'm sorry, I was late to join the show, but
No,
everything
you're
I had
good.
read is it was like an overdose amount. And my dad died like unexpectedly like 5 years ago. Me and my sister went
Oh, I'm
through a
sorry to hear
really,
that.
thank you. It was really horrible. Today it's still horrible, but we went through a really
Yeah,
hard
of
time. So of
course.
course, you take stuff that's gonna numb you, you take whatever, and my sister she needed something to calm her down, and I need something to lift me up. So we were just whatever we could get a hold of.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
I've been there.
we
I've been there, so I know what that
yes,
feels like, and I know when you're looking for a happiness that you can enjoy
yes.
and put everything behind you. I know what that feels like. I really
Yeah,
do.
just to be numb for a few hours and not cry for a
Absolutely.
few hours each day. So I thank God above. I'm sorry, anybody's not religious, but I thank God I am so lucky that I wasn't one of the unlucky ones that got some of that crap because I can guarantee you not all that came from the pharmacy. Like when I can tell you it supposedly did, but I feel so blessed and I just feel so bad for our kids today how recreationally we could take something, back in the day, just one little thing just for a night and then not think about it 3 months later. But now, if our kids do that today, that could be their last night. And that is so scary.
Yeah, it is scary. It's scary. And this situation right here is heartbreaking as it gets. I mean, 3 guys got normal lives, and they're found by a fiance that has to come into the house. What would have happened if time went by and nobody ever showed up at that house? What would have really
Oh,
happened? You know
God.
what I mean? That's my personal thoughts as I sit
And
here
it
and think
has
about it.
happened. It has happened for people that don't have anybody that care about them, the people on the streets that have like a severe addiction and
Mhm.
they don't find them till like 3 weeks later. And imagine what that's like going into an abandoned house or someone and finding someone after they've like decomposed for 3 weeks. I mean, at least that's one positive is that these 3 guys had families that loved them and they were able to find them within, a couple of days. But it's really scary. It's scary for our youth. Us me, I'm not you're much younger than me, but people in my day, we could just kind of take something for a night or whatever and it's still stupid that we did it, but these days you can't just do that. You can't just say, "Oh, I'll just take this." And I worry for my kids. My kids are really, really young, and who knows in 5 years if they're gonna get something. Who knows if like the way everything is now with that F stuff, who knows what it's going to be in 5 years where my kids are exposed to it. And it's really scary. And I appreciate you and the last caller. Y'all brought so much awareness to it. She was a nurse. And like she said, when they give that, there is a doctor there looking over for them. If they quit breathing, they can
Mhm.
bring them back. That's not how it is on the streets. And so any kind of awareness we can bring, I appreciate you always talking about this, bringing it up. So as parents know how to talk to our kids about it. And I really appreciate you and all you do. And that's it. And I'm going to give some time to another caller.
No, well, I appreciate you calling in. Thank you for letting me know that conversation helped. That's why I do this. I like to hear from multiple different people. I hear a lot of different stories. Not only do we hear stories, I get to talk to you guys about your ideas or what you're seeing on this case, and we're just kind of tossing information here. And it brings us together for the better, and we're able to share in numbers to push out to people a story to get answers. I'm sure there's people in here right now, or people that have been here that or maybe still searching for justice with a loved one. Who knows? You never know who needs help, and I think it's important to help our people. That's what I think.
I agree.
That's what
Thank
I
you
think.
for all you do.
No, God bless you. Thank you for calling in again. Thank you for being a voice in the community. Make sure you lock your doors and keep fighting the good fight. Addiction is an everyday fight. Keep those people away from you. Keep all the positive people near you, and all the negative Nancy's away. God bless.
Absolutely. God bless. Good night.
Good night to you. Shout out to her. Good phone call. Good phone call. Hold on 1 second here. I want to check this out. I don't remember if we checked this out, D, but let's peep it real quick, right?
And take the drugs to get dad. If he took the drugs on his own, he took them to get.
Leisure said, I'm glad you are feeling better. T-REV missed you. Keep smashing it, bro. Love you. Rep game strong. Well, I appreciate the love. Thank you, though. Thank you, Leisure. Thank you.
High. So I think there's more to the story.
The families of 3 Kansas City Chiefs fans found dead outside of their friend's house are desperately searching for answers after reports that the men had cocaine and fentanyl in their systems. Will someone be charged in their deaths? I'm Anjanette Levy. It's Wednesday, and this is Crime Fix. It's been nearly a month since David Harrington, Ricky Johnson, and Clayton McGeeney were found dead in the backyard of the home of their friend, Jordan Willis.
816, you're in the mix. What's going on?
Hey, my name's Tom, and I'm in Kansas City, Missouri.
Can you do me a favor, Tom, and mute the stream, because I can hear it playing through the
I have no idea how to do that. I'm on a government phone, so
I just want to make sure, because I can hear the background. It kind of throws it off what you're saying.
All right, hold on. Let me mute this. I don't know how to do this. Hold on.
Just don't take your time. You're good.
I got to turn it back there. Hold on.
3 Kansas City Chiefs fans found dead outside of their friend's house.
Hold on.
Desperately
I'm working
looking for
on it.
answers after reports.
You're good.
I have
You're
a
good, brother.
1982 TV, so.
You're good. You're good.
Hey, I'm just an addict, just like everybody else, and
talk to us.
I live in Kansas City, and you guys are the only ones that are like really. I am so cold. Hold on here. I gotta turn the heat up, so it might be a little loud. If it's loud, I'll let me turn it down because it's probably gonna be loud. I'll just freeze here.
Yeah. So what's going on?
Hey, I've watched you for a little bit, man. I'm new on this, and no one's talking about this. Everybody's talking about Taylor Swift and everybody with Travis Kelce, and it kind of makes me mad that they're saying they're Kansas City Chiefs fans. Okay, they were watching the game. Cool. How in the hell did 3 people die in the backyard watching a game? I have 30 people. No, I don't. But just saying, I have 30 people in my house. I know everybody in my house. I know where they go, what they do, where they go. And if somebody were, I'd be like, hey, where's John and Tom? I go out into the backyard. I go, look, hey, are y'all out here? Where do they go?
Right.
Well, it's just kind of crazy that 3 people died at the same time. I mean, I can understand if Jesus came back and took everybody away, whoo, we're all dead. But now it's just like, all right, now I'm coming to my senses. Hold on. What in the world happened? 3 people died at the same time.
Right.
Found in the backyard. I live in Kansas City. It is 63 degrees right now. Yeah, back then it was probably cold. Guarantee you it was probably cold. I can go outside right now, look at my backyard. I guarantee you there's no 3 people dead in my backyard. Period.
Oh, I believe
My
that.
dog would bark. My dog would, she barks even if somebody farts outside. I'm like, easy. Easy. Calm down. I just don't understand what. Okay, can I be honest with you? Do not put this on the air. I am SKCPD.
You are definitely on the air.
I'm on the air right now.
All of that's on there. When you call in, you're on the air. You're locked in.
All right. Well, I'm SKCPD, so.
SK, what is that?
Nah, don't worry about that. I didn't even say that.
I mean, you said it, so you got to,
All right.
I mean, we how the hell are we gonna know what that means? We'll find out what it is, regardless, because now you put it out there. But man, what is that? SKPD.
I'm
XLE.
XLE.
Thank you.
Let's just say I'm XLE.
Oh, okay. So what's going on here with this case then? If you're XLE, what's the next move on the in the police department since you're XLE? What is it?
All right, we did. All right. Now you put me on the spot. I had all this shit put together. All right. The first thing we do is we come up there and we lock up the scene, lock it up. We tape everything off because you know what? We may not be. Oh my Jesus! How to help me? All right, we not be. We just lock everything up. Take everything into evidence because you know what? We don't know what this is yet. We have no idea what this is yet. So we lock everything up. We take belongings. We take everything. We take his property, take his property, take his property, take his property, take the homeowner's property. We lock everything up. And then we start going back. All right.
So hold on. I'm a little confused. I'm super confused at this point. So, damn. So did you retire from law enforcement?
I'm not going to. I'm not going to.
Well, I'm saying no, I'm saying in general. I'm not divulging. I'm not saying to divulge who you were or anything like that. I'm just saying in general.
T-REV.
What happened after that? If you got out, like what you said, you got a government phone. What's going on?
Don't worry about me.
No, I'm just catching some inconsistencies in your story. That's all.
I'm broke. I'm a drunk.
Okay, I got you. No. That's why I was trying to get down to the nitty gritty of what happened. Because if you're ex-law enforcement, I'm like I'm trying to catch where you're at, brother.
I went through two divorces. And
yeah, man. Yeah,
I lost everything, and now I'm trying to get myself back together.
Life is real shit. That's why I was asking, what's your story like?
Yeah.
I feel you. No. And you can beat that. You can beat the.
I'm trying. And I got a job interview Thursday where I can make $19.50 an hour, and yeah.
You could do that. You got that. You're gonna lock that in. You gotta. That's yours. That's your spot. You gotta go in there with that attitude. This is my shit. This spot. Yeah, man.
Try not to do that part. So. Well, anyway, what we would have done back in my day is we would have locked everything down. Everything down. There's no coming in. The U-Haul would never even been. I don't care how cold it is. You're getting your ass up there and you're going to do your job. Lock it down. Well, we're not going to investigate. Yeah, I don't give a fuck what you're going to investigate, but you're going to investigate. There's 3 people dead in your backyard. Period.
Yeah.
Done. No ifs, ands, about none. So the first thing we would have done is we walked up here and we would assess the scene. Okay, we would call crime scene. Hey, get it come in here, tape it off, blah, blah, blah. Second thing we would have done, gather all the belongings that are in the house, outside of the house, period. What's on their bodies, what's on everything. gather it all, take it all back to the house, lock it down. Nobody comes. I'm shaking. I'm sorry. I'm cold.
No, you good, brother.
I'm cold. Been cold before. All right, lock everything down. Take everything out of their bodies. Find out who they were. Take pictures. Boom, boom, boom. Just thousands and thousands and thousands of snapshots. Backyard, front yard, backyard, house, backyard, back. And what gets me is the girl broke into the house. Did she get any charges on her for breaking into the house?
Not that I know of.
Wouldn't that be breaking and entering? I mean, that's just all right. Well, anyway, that's a different story. You just walk in there and you see the scene because
I think she might have got off the hook on that one because her man was dead in the backyard. So I don't know.
It's still crime.
I mean, I guess you could still, but at the same time,
it's still crime, right? It's still crime. I mean,
you tell me though. You were the officer there in Kansas City, correct? Would you lock somebody up for breaking in the house?
I did not divulge that. I'm just telling you what would happen if it was back in my day.
Oh, I thought you said you were SKPD.
Don't put words in my mouth, sir. I'm not trying to get myself.
Hey, I didn't say that. You said that, brother.
I'm not trying to get myself into any liability.
Anybody who calls this number is live. So anything you say, it's gonna be there. But no doubt, I appreciate. What are your final thoughts on this case before I move on to the next caller? Do you think there's gonna be an arrest made
on this situation?
Yeah, is there gonna be an arrest made? What's your thoughts on that?
Back in my day, there would be, but today, with the laws that are going on right now,
yes, sir,
I really don't think there are.
Wow, interesting. We'll see how.
I really don't think there are. I think it's going to be because in our state, you have the family would have to sue the person that was involved to get any kind of justice out of this, because KCPD is usually going to be like, yeah, this isn't going to be nothing. Because the way they took the steps of concealing the, and he had like 2 days to clean up. I mean, he really did. He had 2 days to clean up. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be anything coming out of that.
Dude, from being a police officer, do you remember the Miranda rights thing?
I don't remember saying anything about that. But go ahead. What's your question?
You don't remember saying that. Never mind. I was going to say, do you know the Miranda rights? Do you remember like back in the day when you were an officer?
I know the Miranda rights, yeah.
I'm just saying, you probably said them so many times, you could probably repeat it right now, couldn't you?
Well, I could, but what was your question?
No, I was just here. I was wondering if you could drop the Miranda rights, man. Most officers say that shit a lot, so I mean that's all I was asking.
Yeah, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be held against you, and anything you can say can be held against you in a court of law. If you have a right to an attorney and you can't afford one, we will appoint you one. If you can't afford one, I mean, that's just the way it is, yeah.
No doubt.
I told you I'm a drunk. That's just the way it is. I'm a drunk.
Hey, you're good, brother, man. Fight that shit, beat that shit. That being drunk is a demon. I know many of people who are alcoholics that are fighting that. I got faith.
I'm 54 years fucking old.
I got faith in it. That's around my dad's age. My dad's about 57, 56, 57 in that range. So I got faith in you, brother. Get it, man. I appreciate you. I'm gonna get on to the next caller. I appreciate you calling in.
Do you really want to know what they are?
Nah, you good, brother. I appreciate you calling. Do I really want to know what?
You are under arrest. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be afforded to you.
No way, no Google's working.
No, Google's working.
Don't wait till Google's working on me, bro. Yeah, I'm just playing with you, bro. But no, I appreciate you calling in, man.
No, you
I
can dox
believe you.
me. You can dox me anytime you want, bro. Seriously, you're not gonna find anything on me
I
because
would never die. I don't know. You're talking crazy, but I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you calling in. God bless you. Thank you for being a voice. Shout out to you, man. 816 in the mix.
All right.
Shout out to that man. Anyways, 219-885-9693. Don't say you're an officer and people won't question it. Don't ever tell me you're an officer because I'm gonna question it all the way down, up and down. If you point blank, period. If somebody says I've worked with type of PD, I'm gonna start asking questions because I want to hear the educational shit. So once somebody breaks that I'm a PD, I'm asking everything I can ask. 860, you run the show. What's going on?
Hey, T-REV.
What's going on, man?
Hey, this is Joey Ferrari, man. I was talking to you earlier. The freaking phone cut out, you know?
Yeah.
I was just watching your show over there. You're talking to this fake cop over here. Forget about it.
You know? What's going
Listen,
on?
man, you're the best. You're actually news. But I'm telling you right now, I'm sticking with the story. Everybody's going left. They're going to the right. They're saying all roads lead to Rome. There's only two roads. Either these guys were murdered or this guy freaking did something to this shit to knock him out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I definitely get
What do you think is going on then? Why all of a sudden these cops? Listen, man, forget about it. This is crazy shit, man. And, you know, they're talking about Taylor Swift over here at the freaking Super Bowl. What about these three guys?
Talk to him.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, these guys are diehard fans and shit. What the hell happened?
Yeah. I don't know, man. You tell me.
Listen, man. I don't know, man. I'm still sticking to my story. This is a gay crime. This guy, you put something in the drugs or something in the drinks to knock him out. Gay sex. This freaking guy did put too much. Look at this. 3 times the amount to kill. All of a sudden, what is it? 3 guys. You see what I'm saying?
Again, ladies and gentlemen,
man.
the thoughts of the guests that call in do not reflect on any of my thoughts. We do discuss cases here, but what this man is saying, I have no idea what he's talking about. But he's sharing his thoughts and opinions here on.
That's all there are. Opinions.
He's sharing his thoughts and opinions, and he's well to that, and that's what we open the lines up for. Continue to tell him what you think, Joey.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I mean, everybody's got opinions. About Joey Ferrari's a laser beam. I'm on the target. To me, opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got them, and they all stink.
You're
Joey
damn
Ferrari's
right.
rock and roll.
You're
You know,
damn
I mean, I've seen your videos, man. You're rock and roll, baby. You know what you're talking about. Oh, are you kidding me? I looked at that, man. I like that one over there. Oh man, you're dynamite. Oh man, you're good. You're good, man. But that's what I'm saying, man. You know, I'm music too, you know? And this is what I'm saying. This is crazy shit. There's a riddle within a riddle. When it's a fucking lie, you know what I'm saying? If something's up front, it'd be simple. There's something going on there. What do you think?
Something malicious or so what type?
Oh, man.
What type of
Are you
something?
kidding? Dude, man, think about it. Think about it. If it was just drugs, you know, the OD, 3 times their freaking amount, the OD, and they died. Why isn't this guy dead? You see what I'm saying? Why, you know, if they freaking put freaking rat poison in the Coke, you know what I'm saying? We're talking about rat poison? How the hell did rat poison get in there? Well, how the hell is 3 times the freaking amount to kill somebody in there? And nobody's dying all over the place. There's no drug dealer going to do that. They ain't making no money.
Bing bong.
You're a
Bing
businessman. You know what I'm saying? Forget about it. Come on, dude.
Somebody says, Stoney, get out of, you know, you got to jump back in character, Stoney.
I don't know, man. Let me tell you, man. This is crazy shit, dude. You know, you know, little by little, man, they're going to take it off the TV. Little by little, there'll be some new news coming in. And these 3 guys are just, you know, they're going to be nothing. It's pissing me off that nobody's seeing it the way I'm seeing it. Because let me tell you something, man. I'm telling you, they were about knocked out, gate raped by this fucking guy, and it went wrong, and he killed him. This is what I'm saying. I'm sticking to my story. This is Joey Ferrari.
Forget about
it. Forget about it. You better believe it, baby. You know, listen, I know I'm sounding like a freaking. This is the way I talk all the time.
It is
People
the way
fucking
all the time, you know.
Yeah, I'm Italian. You know, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I
They make pizza. Talk about your
But,
crime.
oh yeah. Oh, forget about it. I do pizza. I do freaking. I do everything. Man, you're a cool cat, man.
I get
You know
that
what
with
I'm saying?
it every now and then. I mean, I'll pull that boy. I'll have your voice down within the next couple lives, Joey. Don't worry about it.
Listen, man. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. You know, I mean, I love your show, man. It's like a sore dick. You just can't beat it. You know, forget about it. You're all right. You're all right, man. You're all right.
You got to do forget about it. Listen to it.
Listen
Man,
to me,
you sound like Papa Salad, JV Gunner mixed together, man. Had a baby.
I don't know. Jesus Christ, man. I got to look on my family tree now. Listen.
You might need to look at that bad boy, you know?
Dude, man. I love what you're doing.
Jackie said they just had 4 people died overdose in Lake Tahoe. Man, we might have to check that out too.
No. Listen, this guy's high up, man. This guy, he's being protected. This is bullshit. You know it. It's bullshit. Because look at this. He's pulling
okay, let's jump right into the conversation. So you're saying that Jordan is being protected by the higher up here?
Oh, sweetheart, baby. You better believe it. Come on, man. Come on. It's happening to you and me in our house. Do you think all of a sudden this shit's gonna freaking just go away? Bullshit.
Forget about it.
Forget about it. We're gonna be arrested. And this is the way it should have been. This is a crime scene, and then we'll find out down the road it's not. How the hell are you gonna put this guy in handcuffs, take him out? Come on, this guy's got friends in high places. And I'm telling you, it's gonna be swept away. They're doing it. Look at that Super Bowl. These 3 guys that love the freaking goddamn, the football team, they never even brought them up. Well, they bring them up all night. Taylor Swift. Come on, man. Taylor Swift. What about these 3 poor guys? They already forgot it, man. This is show business. You know what I'm saying? Forget about it. They're sweeping it under the rug. These poor guys, man. Hey, down the road, we'll be talking about something else. Forget about it. But I'm saying this. Look at that guy's head. He's gay as shit. Look at him. He thought. You know what I believe what happened that night? I'm going to tell you right now. T-REV.
I'm listening. You got I got the headphones on, man. You're in the ears. I think I'm gonna start doing my shows with headphones on so I can hear everybody clearly, because I can hear everything you're saying to the fullest. Keep going.
All right, listen to me. This is what happened that night. This guy did a couple of hits of cocaine. He's one of these closet homosexual guys. He took a couple of hits. I think this fucking guy got all gay crazy and shit. Then all of a sudden he looked at the 3 guys. He goes, "Ooh, I got some fentanyl. I'm gonna knock him out and rape him in the ass." He put 1, 2. He sees a fat guy. He goes 3. Oh, I'm gonna put a little more. Mixed it all up in there. These guys took 1 hit. They dropped down to the fucking ground right on the spot. I'm telling you, they never made it outside. No way. They said they even had drag marks on these guys. Forget about it. This freaking thing is full of shit. And let me tell you something. This guy is gonna stand before God one day. You know what I'm saying? You don't play this game, man. You can't say, oh, I screwed up. I put a little more fentanyl and I knocked them out. No, there's an evil intentions here, man. This is evil shit. This is what I'm talking about. They're not talking about that. This guy knows what he did. You know why?
It does. It does sound like Papa Sal a little bit, doesn't it? That's a funny thing. But it's funny.
Every time you do an evil crime, forget a regular crime, an evil crime, there's 3 people that know what you did, man. There's God, the devil, and Joey Ferrari, baby. I ain't shitting you.
Joey Ferrari.
You better believe it. And let me tell you something. This is rated G to me, man. I'm telling you, I've got this case, man. It's bullshit. And they're gonna sweep it under the rug down the road, man. This is what is going on, man. I'm talking about Taylor Swift. What about these 3 guys, man? They were fans. Why didn't they bring them up not even once in the freaking Super Bowl? You know what I'm saying?
They talk about them. or anything like that. No tribute,
Nothing,
nothing.
nothing at all, dude.
No
Nothing at all.
tribute, no nothing. But they did. You know, Joey. Excuse me. I got this weird cough. I got to get an MRI in a couple days. But anyway,
Bless you, man. Yeah, you're all right.
listen,
You're all right.
yeah, no, yeah. I'm always gonna be okay, no matter what, even to my day. But listen, why didn't they mention it? They were talking about some heartbreaking stories that day. I started watching the Super Bowl at 1 p.m.
Right.
They
Come
did
on,
talk
man.
about a lot of heartbreaking stories from the 1 p.m. show all the way up to the Super Bowl. I watched all the way from 1 p.m. all the way to the end of the Super
I'm
Bowl, and
telling
even
you,
after interviews, they talked about some heartbreaking stories, but never brought this up one time. Is it because of the drugs and the imagery that they don't want to put out there?
No, this guy's got friends in high places. He's just freaking. He's like a freaking chemist. He's a genius. He's protected. He's protected. You understand me?
Hey, but
Oh,
Joe,
forget
then forget about it. You know what I mean?
Forget
Call me.
about it, baby.
I'm gonna catch you on the next one, man. I'm gonna let another person call it. But shout out to you, Joey Ferrari. We appreciate you, man. Shout out to you. God bless.
Yeah, you know, you're the best. You're the best, man. Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye.
860 in the mix, man. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. 219-885-9693. Forget about it, you know. Forget about it, you know. Today, we're here. We're gonna talk about a couple things with Joey Ferrari, you know. Unknown, show your face, not your waist. That is not the place. I do not answer phones to unknowns.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
This subject doesn't fit this Super Bowl. Hey, Joey, forget about it. You forget about it. Unknown, show your face, not your waist. Won't happen. Keep trying, though. Hit one on the head. Hey, Trev hit it on the head. Oh, yeah? We'll get it right. We'll get it right. Unknown, show your face, not your waist. I'm about it. You know what, Unknown? You're in timeout.
He didn't take that to die. Something happened between either that was given to him.
Small town girl said, parents, please talk to your kids about the dangers of street drugs. Not sure why God spared me. I was one of the lucky ones. Do not take anything not prescribed from your doctor. I am blessed to be here 2 years sober. Small town girl. First and foremost, congratulations on that. Congratulations on making it through that and being able to talk about it, and also being able to put a message out to other people telling them, hey, test your shit. If you're going to do drugs in the street, test it, but you definitely shouldn't be doing it. Get away from it. Get away from it now. It's dangerous. It will lead to death, or it will lead to you being in prison. Pick your poison. More than likely going to end up leading you to your death, especially if you're a habitual user and you're using this shit every day. Take it from Small Town Girl. Again, shout out to Small Town Girl. Show her some love and chat. I appreciate it. Thank you. And you didn't have to do the super chat for me to read that either. I appreciate you sharing your story, just like I do with everybody who calls in. So thank you for sharing it in your way. We appreciate you, Small Town Girl. The colon and the masses. Just say no if you really want to. Stick it to the man. Don't partake. Stay of sober mind so you don't fall into victimization of being dumbed down.
It just means that there's more to the story. There's more to it than just that.
So how did Jordan Willis, the man who rented that home, survive if he took the drugs? He reportedly claimed he had been asleep for 2 days.
What's going on, Alicia?
David wasn't a drug addict or anything like that. Peer pressure. Jordan Willis is in rehab. He could have, I don't know, the peer pressure of taking, hey, I'm going to take this. You guys want some? And they went outside because they were.
Hold up. I feel like a complete idiot. I feel like an idiot right now, guys. Is today Valentine's Day for real?
Oh my God!
Oh shit!
Warm or something like that, and he stayed inside. They went outside and they, passed out outside, maybe.
I mean, it's very consistent with fentanyl, right? I mean, what fentanyl does is it slows down your breathing so much that you can very easily pass out and be unaware of the cold.
Right, exactly. And then some of those drugs warm your body up, and you don't feel cold as quickly, and you can succumb to hypothermia pretty quick.
So there are still a lot of questions. You heard David Harrington's mother say Jordan Willis is now in rehab. I reached out to Willis's lawyer, and he has not returned my call. We also don't know where the men got the drugs, who provided them, and Kansas City police aren't talking. They will only say this is an ongoing death investigation, and they are working with the Platte County Prosecutor's Office and will turn over
It's not too late. I can still get it.
their findings to them once the investigation is complete. So could the person who provided the drugs, if that is determined to be the ultimate cause of death, face criminal charges? Derek Maltz is the retired director of the DEA Special Operations Division. Derek, what are your thoughts about this case?
Well, I have many thoughts. I mean,
I think we seen clip of this guy talking, right? We seen a clip of this guy talking.
I've been actually supporting families around America for the last 7 years who are losing their loved ones to fentanyl poisoning. And my immediate thought was, when I first heard about this case, it seemed like a classic case of cocaine that was laced with fentanyl. And it's your typical case where people are being deceived to death. Like these fans, they went to a party, they were going to have a good time, they were going to snort some cocaine, maybe smoke some marijuana. They didn't go there planning on dying.
I'm really sitting here and I'm thinking about this in my mind as I continue to read comments, but it just keeps circling in my mind the thought of what Bruce Rivers was talking about with him going into rehab and everybody being on his bumper the way they are. Is he really in rehab to try to dumb down shit while they're finding out things? Are they finding out different text messages that were sent? Yes, he was right. It did give him 2 days to get rid of drugs, or 43 hours, allegedly. Now, I'm not saying that he did whatsoever, but is it possible that he did? Absolutely, but they would have to prove their case 100%. They would need some CCTV footage. They would need a lot of different things to connect those dots. They would need him leaving the house. Again, you got counts about the dog. There being 1 or 2 dogs there at the time, and Alex recounting that there was a dog there, and he's saying the dogs weren't there. I mean, but that really is, if the dogs weren't there and one wasn't, and the police can prove that you're lying, then they can catch you and bring you back in for questioning. Then if they connect things together in phone records, they don't need anything else but probable cause from a judge to arrest your ass. You don't have to talk all you want to. Your lawyer can say whatever for you, but that can't stop somebody from getting a warrant if they need to get one on you, especially for that, especially for supplying that. I'm not saying he did supply that. Whoever supplied that, get ready, because they're going to be coming for you, especially if those messages are in there between you and these guys about these drugs. They will be coming for you. And you better start, counting that clock down right now. They're going to be coming for you. It's going to be in those records, like Bruce Rivers said. And if they're not in those records, then you are one lucky son of a gun. If you guys did not communicate through the phones that they're looking through, and you somehow talked about it in a different way, in a code that was just so normal that people would never catch on, which I highly doubt. Just saying.
But they didn't know that the cocaine contained fentanyl. And that's the problem.
He said we may just be seeing the scariest scenario caused by the fentanyl crisis, which is possible. Is weed a downer and fentanyl a downer and cocaine an upper? Yeah. How you looking at an indica sativa? What are we talking about when it comes to marijuana? Papa Bear says, thank you so much for my time. Yes, I am an ex-cop. Just to drink for this and too old. Papa Bear says. Oh, it's all good, Papa Bear. We should have asked the caller that called the detective. Oh, that's Fluffles. She's in here somewhere. I'm starting to think he is going to get away with no charges due to the lack of evidence. It is really Dad. It's really Dad. I don't know if he meant that or it was really bad. Keep grinding up says yes. Just looking at these guys, they were not. He said, hold up, looking at these guys, we're not looking at brain surgeons. I'm pretty sure they were pretty open about the discussion over text. That's what I'm saying. There has to be. And they got into their phones, according to Fluffles. She let us know that, hey, I called in. Not only did I call in, but you want to know the information that I got when I called in? That they got into the phones. Oh, wow. Awesome. So we know for 100% fact that they got into their phones. So if they got into their phones, then that may be why they're so quiet right now in this investigation at this point. Because maybe they are going to hone in, collect enough stuff to make an arrest. Probably taking them this little bit of time. How long does it take for them to get a subpoena to somebody's phone records or anything like that? And it may be not just one person. It could be a multiple people or multiple person sting. That's very possible too. If anything, he could possibly not even be the ringleader, allegedly. Like people are saying, oh, he's the chemist, he's the person, okay. So if he's the chemist and he's the person that making it, then you are saying you are accusing this man of putting fentanyl in drugs knowingly. That's what you're accusing him of. Just know when you bring that to the table, you're accusing this man of lacing fentanyl into these drugs and testing it on them. That could become a problem for you making that allegation if it's not true, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? And I would like to sit here and think that somebody wouldn't sit there and cut shit with fentanyl that would kill their own friends. So I stand on the side of at the least negligence in a covered up scene. That's where I stand at the least. I don't think that he murdered his friends or did anything like that, like some people think, but I still respect all opinions that you all talk about. You said Jordan, allegedly. Everything that you hear here is allegedly. If you hadn't heard it from law enforcement, it is not true. We are just discussing topics that are floating around. Thoughts of mine, thoughts of the callers, thoughts of everybody in chat in general. Everything here is allegedly. Again, Tina says this case would have been closed by now. Law enforcement is finding out stuff. That's what I'm saying. Right? It's an overdose. Oh, it's an overdose. If it's an overdose, like a lot of us claim, or we're saying, because we have still yet to see the cause of death. You know that, right? In case I'm in some type of shell and missed it, we have not seen the cause of death. We just seen that there was 3 times the amount of fentanyl in their system. Now, that's not to say that they had died by hypothermia, possibly. There is a reason that this case is still open as a death investigation at this point. If it was an overdose, I swear they would have chalked that. They would have already said, okay, closed, overdose. I mean, am I right or am I wrong? Michelle says Alex probably knows or has some idea where they got it from. Gene says yes, and Bruce is a board-certified criminal defense attorney. Very smart person, Gene. I take his word. I've been watching him for years now. I can't even say how many years because it's been a long time, over 3 years. Since he's been a super small channel, and he grew big time. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm definitely in my bag. Were there other overdoses, and are you saying were there other overdoses in Casey at that time? Not that I was able to find, but there possibly could be, because sometimes overdoses like that don't really hit the news. Sometimes it's just somebody dies, and guess what? They're another person that passed away and their family keeps shit private. Sometimes families keep that private. It doesn't even hit the paper for people to know about this or anything like that. So you do have those type of deaths with overdoses. It's happening a lot in our country right now where people are passing away. It's not talked about in the paper. It's not talked about anywhere. Just a mother, a father grieving over their son or daughter that passed away from a drug overdose. A lot of families choose to keep it private. I understand that, but it doesn't, and that's why it happens a lot. I feel like a lot of families shouldn't keep it private. They should share it out there, just for the simple fact that, like, look, drugs are killing everything. But I do respect the privacy part too, though. So there is two parts, but telling the story though is so much needed in this world now that's filled with so much negativity. There's more negativity for your brain out there than positivity right now as we speak. You could go out there and start searching these different channels, and you're gonna come across a lot of negativity. I've seen it with my own eyes, and I'm like, man, why are people filled with so much hatred? Or why do people want to, they get butthurt when you don't agree with them or don't have the same opinion as them? And how many people are in here right now that probably don't have the same opinion as me, but yet I can have a great conversation with them? Make that make sense. You said, and this is what needs to change, sweeping under the rug. There's a lot of that going on. Janet, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you for the love. I do appreciate the love and support to the channel. D. Teresa says Jordan took their phones and deleted any associated text that would lead back to him. Why else would the phones be in the house and the bodies outside? Now, I do not know for a fact that the phones were in the house, though, D. I don't. Now, I have seen some messages and stuff from Adriana. We had Adriana on the show. She did say that Ricky's phone, keys, and wallet were missing. So we can't account for one, at least saying it coming from somebody that is on Ricky's side. Now, we had that exclusive interview on the show back around when this first happened. Shout out to Adriana for coming on and keeping in touch and keeping me updated with the information that's going around right now, which it's still being investigated. So I don't know.
Right now in America, the illicit drug supply is completely tainted with fentanyl.
Call who?
So people are dying at record levels.
And that's the thing. The parents of David Harrington, one of the men who died, said, he wasn't a drug addict and he didn't take drugs if he took them to die. And you don't have to be a drug addict to die from fentanyl. And I think that a lot of people maybe don't understand that. And maybe this was as simple as they were hanging out with their friends, they were partying. There are people who do use cocaine recreationally.
That's a great question. I actually like that question from you. Well, not question, but kind of a statement. Now it says specifically six weeks to several months. How long does it take for the cell phone company to respond? Don't expect a quick response when you subpoena cell phone records. Each carrier is different, but they all take a long time when responding to subpoenas. The average response time can be anywhere between 6 weeks to several months. Law enforcement agencies must get a wiretap order before eavesdropping on a phone conversation. Okay, I'm seeing it's a bunch of different things. I wonder if they could be doing a bunch of different things. But it does say 6 weeks to several months. I just had to look that up. Everything is mixed with fent. People just they definitely don't have no idea. That's a fact. That's why I'm staying away from that.
Even though it's illegal, but this happens. And it could have been as simple as that. How common is it, Derek, for people who aren't aware of fentanyl, for these drugs like cocaine, marijuana, to be cut with fentanyl?
Well, if you look behind me, you'll see my wall is loaded with dead kids all over America. I collect these photographs. The family send me the collages because we're losing about 300 Americans a day from drugs. And most of that is from fentanyl or other synthetic opioids. But the reality is that this is a very addictive substance, and the cartels are deliberately putting this substance in with other drugs. They're also making it fake pills, right? So kids that have mental illness or anxiety and depression. They think they're taking Xanax, and in fact, they're taking not Xanax, but fentanyl mixed in a pill that looks like Xanax, or Percocet, Oxycontin. Even kids in Ohio State last year, they died when they thought they were taking Adderall, which is very common in college for attention deficit disorder and ADHD. But the reality is this is a mass poisoning across the country. And what happened to those poor Americans in Kansas City is not unique. This is happening all over the country. I keep track of this stuff daily. When I testified at the Homeland Security Committee, I attached my document, had 70 pages of these mass poisonings like this all over the country, where multiple people are dropping in one location at one time. And then, people are trying to figure out what's going on. It's a massive poisoning using fentanyl. That's the bottom line. And the American public is not, they're not digesting that. They think this is the same old drug issue. That's why these professional athletes, celebrities, and role models are not speaking out about it, because they don't want to taint their brand of being, these professionals that don't want to get involved in the drug issues. But they're losing off their fans. We're losing a future generation. We're losing military. Young kids as young as 1 year old. Look at a kid up in New York. Mom drops him off at the daycare center, and she finds out he's dead because the cartels put the fentanyl on the mats in the daycare center. So there's a lot of people dying from this stuff all over America. It's the worst crisis we ever had when it comes to poisoning of our citizens.
We want to thank Morgan & Morgan for sponsoring today's Law and Crime YouTube take. They've won significant battle and for pain. Derek, the thing that gets me is that people hear fentanyl, and if you've ever been in the hospital and for pain, I remember my son had an eye surgery and they wanted to give him fentanyl, right, for pain. And I was like, oh God, no, you are not doing that. Because I was doing stories about the opioid epidemic and stuff like that when I worked in local news. And they're like, no, this is safe. This is medical grade. So the stuff that's being put in these drugs, like the cocaine and the marijuana, the fentanyl that's being put in there, that is not the stuff they're using in hospitals.
It is crazy.
This is stuff that, correct me if I'm wrong, is being cooked up in labs. They're like these clandestine labs. It sounds like something almost out of Breaking Bad. And it's being put in the drugs, right?
100%. And you did a great job of explaining that, because that's part of the problem with the education out there. Most people are saying, well, I'm not going to take fentanyl. That's for hospitals for pain. But this is illicit fentanyl that's being manufactured in dirty, filthy labs in Mexico and coming right out of the labs in China. And it's getting mixed in, different types of drugs, cocaine, meth, and then also, of course, heroin. But we're not seeing a lot of heroin anymore because this is replacing heroin. And then there's been cases of deaths with marijuana containing fentanyl. But the reality is we're well beyond even fentanyl now. The Chinese now are sending different types of drugs like isonitazine, nitazine, metanitazine, all these different synthetic
xylazine that eats your flesh from the inside out.
Opioids that are more powerful than actually fentanyl. And then, of course, they're sending xylazine now, which is mixed in with these drugs, which is all over the
again, which eats your flesh from the inside out. So how you could want to keep running back to a drug that everybody dirties up for you to just either one, die, or two, die a long death, or slowly die by your body rotting from the drugs that you're choosing to put into your system. I mean, they end up with legs amputated, feet amputated, maybe your hand amputated. You never know. Stuff starts to get amputated when you're doing this shit. It's a good point he makes in this video, by the way.
The country, and that's what's known as trank on the street. It's a horse tranquilizer, but it's actually causing the.
Thank you, Sigma Mom. I appreciate it. Thank you for the support.
Necrosis, or the rotting of human tissue. So there's a very, very bad educational effort out there. The government is not doing enough. They're not helping the public to understand. And that's why I'm so hopeful that Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, and other NFL and professional superstars, celebrities, could come out and start educating their fans that are following them on social media, because that's where the kids are today. Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok, and that's where they're learning. They're not watching all this stuff, mainstream media, podcasts. They're actually focused on these videos out there. So if big celebrities started pushing the messaging, we'd save a lot of lives. But unfortunately, they don't understand the issue, so they don't want to taint their own brand by talking about drugs. But I got news for all of them. We're talking about poison. We're not talking about drugs at this point.
Well, it would be nice if people like Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift, who's uber famous, Patrick Mahomes, would do something like that, a social media campaign, because people would pay attention to them and listen to them. In particular, Taylor Swift, who
I gotta agree with that statement. I'm sorry, I just gotta agree with that statement. That statement is so true. It really is, y'all. It could make so much more of a difference. Do you know how many drug addicts actually are fans of football that sit around doing dope and watching football? I know if that's going on, if that went on in my household, I know that's going on in plenty of more. And I've seen it in other households, by the way. But again, it's all across America. It can't only be in Virginia that shit's going on. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Tell me that it's just not going on in Virginia, and it's got to be going on in other states too, right? Yeah, I've seen it in Pennsylvania too, actually. Where else? Pennsylvania? Oh, no. Pennsylvania, Jersey. Oh man, yeah, I've seen it in a good amount of states. That's 3. Nah, that shit. I'm just sitting here thinking, like, hold up, I seen that shit in Pennsylvania. That's where I've saved somebody's life at, that actually passed away from something that I didn't even know they were doing, from a pill that they bought and it had fentanyl in it. Crazy. But all across the US, it's a big problem, Sigma Mom. It is a big problem. Tootsie Roll says drugs are also very hard on your heart. So if the drugs don't kill your heart failure, or heart failure can. That's what just happened to my son-in-law, and I'm so sorry to hear that. Tootsie Roll, my heart goes out to you. Prayers for you, and I'm so sorry to hear that you even went through that. God bless you and your family as you go through that.
who has the ear of young people. Derek, let's get back to the case at hand. What's going on in Kansas City? I reached out to the Kansas City police. They're saying nothing other than this is an ongoing death investigation, rather. They're not even talking about the toxicology results, the preliminary results, or the cause of death in this case. That leaked out because family members who were briefed on it told members of the media. So we don't really have the official word. We just have what came from family members of the men who died through their loved ones. So they're saying this is an ongoing death investigation. We're working with the Platte County Prosecutor's Office. Once it's all wrapped up, we'll send it over to the prosecutor's office. They will determine whether or not charges are appropriate. I've done some digging, and it looks like there have been people who've provided drugs in the past to people who've overdosed and died, and they've been charged with second-degree murder. I know the feds can also charge dealers. I don't know if they charge people who are friends with people who provide the drugs
It's just a
with
nothing.
second-degree murder, involuntary manslaughter, what have you. But is this the type of case? It's gotten so much attention that you could see if it wasn't one of the men
They're saying nothing.
who
Let's see
died
what they
who
say.
provided the drugs, the person who did provide them being charged.
Well, number one, there is
This is where it gets good.
a law under federal Title 21 where it's called distribution of a controlled substance resulting in the death or serious bodily injury. And some of the elements are a little bit difficult to prove, but obviously the defendant has to knowingly or intentionally deliver a substance that has fentanyl in it, let's say, okay? And so that's always very difficult. But let's keep in mind what's really more important. DEA as an agency goes after the networks of cartel leadership that are pushing these poisonous substances all over the country. So it may not be the case where a friend accidentally provides, cocaine that is laced with fentanyl that they don't get charged. But there is
I forget what his name is, but he's a I know he's ex law enforcement and he's in the expertise of what he's speaking about. So
laws on the books. And I know the DEA in Missouri, for an example, they have an awesome U.S. Attorney's Office that has aggressively prosecuted multiple cases, 10, 20, 30, I'm not sure exactly how many, using this statute. And they have had
he's a retired DEA director of the Special Operations, Derek Maltz, about whether the person who provided the drugs could face criminal charges in the episode of Crime Fix. That's what we're watching now. So that is he is a special DEA director or special operations DEA director.
Convictions and serious, penalties to go along with this particular federal law. So it's case by case basis. It's very difficult without having the facts to make a determination, but it's very, very difficult in many times. Plus, it is a very long process because the investigators have to try to get the data from the phones, from the computers, and it's very, very labor intensive. And I know the DEA in Missouri has a task force of groups that work on these overdose cases on a regular basis. They work very well with the state and locals. So I'm very confident because I know the folks in St. Louis DEA that if there is evidence that this particular guy that lived passed drugs to his friends that killed him, and the evidence shows that it was like intentional or he knowingly did it, I can guarantee he's going to be charged with this federal crime. Because I don't believe in the state of Missouri they have a law similar to like other states, like Indiana has dealing in controlled substances resulting in death. And they have charged people in Indiana, for an example, but I don't think they have that in Missouri, according to my sources.
Yeah, and I looked into the Missouri laws a little bit, and there was a bill in the legislature late last year that the governor vetoed that would have, created some felony
It's gonna be called of what? Called of when most people don't even know they're getting stomped on anything and every drug has been stomped. Yep.
charges for people who deal or provide drugs that kill people. So it all depends on what the state statute says. Let's get back to Jordan Willis, the homeowner there. Just a really weird thing. He wakes up and says, the cops are at the door, and he's like, I've been asleep for 2 days. I thought they were gone or whatever. There's been so much conflicting information out there about what he said or what he did. And we don't know if he took the same drugs that his friends did, but he obviously was in the house. His friends were outside the house. He's now entered rehab.
Oh yeah, right here. We got a list of Ricky. I see what you're talking about with the check emails, right? We got a list of Ricky's personal belongings from the funeral home. No cell phone, no car keys, and no wallet. Those were inside the house. I don't know about you, but I don't just leave those things lying around when I visit a friend's house. Sounds fishy to me. That is very fishy. And this is a screenshot of that right there. Linda Johnson. Take a nice look at that. I mean, what's your thoughts on that? That's pretty weird. I'm sorry. I gotta hang it out there, ladies and gentlemen. That is pretty weird. His wallet, nothing on him. Sorry. Sus. That is so sus. Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
I'm serious, y'all. That is so sus. It is. It is very bizarre. It is sus. The fact, and I'm glad I'm seeing her say that too. So, again, to call Adriana a liar is absurd. The family is saying that. I mean, this is one of the family members, the mom of Linda or of Ricky Johnson, Linda Johnson, saying, we got a list of Ricky's personal belongings from the funeral home. No cell phone, no car keys, and no wallet. Those were inside the house. I don't know about you, but I don't just leave those things lying around when I visit a friend's house. Sounds fishy to me, and I got 100% agree with her. That shit is super fishy. And that's why this case still bugs me. This shit still bugs me. I never seen this specific screenshot. This is even more in your face. It goes to show you that what Adriana came on the channel and said, it wasn't cap, it was fucking real. And she was being honest about what she told us. She gave us all the information that she possibly could give us and tell her little story, her little bit of her story. Just in general of what she went through and talking, and I appreciate her doing that. Interesting. There's another one too. Hold up. Where's it at? I just seen another one in there. Oh, here. All right. Let me download that. Open that. Now, this one is Linda Johnson responded. That stuff is most likely in evidence with police. Linda Johnson says, Lee, Jesse, whatever his name is right here. The phone is the key. Hold up. The phone is the keys and wallet were in Jordan's house because we got them from him after I wrote this message. His friend's stuff was still at his house, and he didn't think that was strange.
Oh my God!
That's what I'm saying. Weird. That's some weird. This is weird. Look at that screenshot right there, Linda Johnson. That's weird. Super weird. Sorry. That's sus to us, ladies and gentlemen. That's true. You should see hell no, this is weird straight. Hey, that's what I'm saying. Something's not right here, ladies and gentlemen. I've been saying and I'm telling you, something's not right. For his phone, his wallet, nothing to be on him. Come on, man. What are we talking about here? What are we really talking about here? So we're going to say that this is not sus whatsoever. If all three of these men did not have their phone, this is just one of them that doesn't have their phone, their wallet, or keys on them at the time. Come on now. We weren't just born in 2010, right? We weren't just born in 2010. This is sus, right? Oh man. You get people to just like, man, it's just fentanyl, man. I'm telling you, it's just fentanyl. Yeah, well, we get it's just fentanyl, but was there a crime committed? Was something covered up? Because if it was covered up, boy, they need to be smoked. I get it all the time. People call it, it's like, man, I'm telling you, it's just fentanyl. And it's like, man, we are just trying to say, hey, something's not right here. Men's fault. You know, we're hearing these rumors about their phones and shit not being on them. Well, here's one person's mother confirming that the phone was not on the man. Not only the phone wasn't on the man, but the damn wallet wasn't either. So what? Yeah, that was an email sent in, by the way. Thank you for those, because those are two I haven't gotten, and I've gotten a lot before, but I haven't gotten those. I have a lot. I actually have 2 folders full of screenshots. But this right here confirms that what Adriana told us was 100% a fact. And I already believed her anyways, because she's at every gathering with the families I've seen. So why couldn't we take her word at face value, right? Damn, people, man, that's wild. This story is wild. This story is wild. Willis was a senior principal scientist at AZ. Yeah, we jumped into that. IVAI or whatever. Rockefeller Foundation. No one comments on it. Multiple people hit me up about it. Even ties to Fauci. Ties to Fauci, guys. You know how many people told me ties to Fauci with him? I'm like, man, I don't know nothing about that. Allegedly. I don't know nothing about that. But I do know one thing is that tomorrow is Valentine's Day, and I need to hop off here. I appreciate everybody who came through the stream tonight, who called in. We will be back again. I love you guys. Thank you for coming by. And shout out to y'all. I appreciate you. But now, let me know what you think about the new intro, new outro. Is it better than the last one? I personally think it is, but let me know what you think. We'll be back at it, though. We're back at it. We're back at it. We're back at it. That's all I do know. I don't know. There's a lot of stories. There's a couple that I've been looking at that I want to cover. We'll see how it goes. Look for some new content videos to be uploading. I'll be uploading some, covering some different articles and stories that I've been looking at and some clips. And obviously, we'll continue to cover a lot of these cases. Right? We actually need to do an Idaho 4 live very soon. There's a lot to talk about within that conversation. And you know how close that story is with us and how involved we've been with Idaho 4 just here on the Rev Game Family channel. In the community, we've been deep with the Idaho 4, and I feel like it's due for a live surrounding that. And the topic talk where we talk about the different things that are coming up as far as the placement of the trial, when the trial is going to be. There's a lot to cover. There's a lot to cover and a lot that's going on in there right now. Yes, really. Like, we're going to check it out. Let me know what you think. I'm going to play it right now. Hold up.
There's 8 people injured in this building. Again, 8 people injured in this building.
Remember love and light and lock your doors. Until next time, Rev Gang family. We are Rev Gang strong.
There's 8 people injured in this building. Again, 8 people injured in this building.
Remember love and light and lock your doors. Until next time, Rev Gang family. We are Rev Gang strong.
There's 8 people injured in this building. Again, 8 people injured in this building.
Remember love and light and lock your doors. Until next time, Rev Gang family. We are Rev Gang strong.